Welcome to the Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian Craig. All right, we've got so much to cover today. Welcome. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Oh, man. We're going to get into Trump in China in just a little bit. Huge victory in China for our favorite president, Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th president of the United States. And we're going to get into that. And if the president has a unscheduled press conference on board Air Force One on the way back to our great country, I am monitoring that, and I will carry it live. So if the president speaks on Air Force One, does one of those press gaggles, I will carry it live here on the program. So stand by for that if and when it happens during the show. All right, I want to start, though, with J.D. Vance. You know, when it comes to presidents, I'm just going to say it out the box. J.D. Vance is going to be the second MAGA president of the United States. He will be the 48th president of the United States and the second MAGA president of the United States. And he is so freaking spectacular. He is absolutely amazing. I'm going to play some of the clips of Vance 48 coming up in a bit. And then also, before the radio show starts in about 35 minutes, there's one audio clip I want to play of somebody else on another topic that the language I can't share on the radio, so I'm going to play that before the radio show begins. If I forget, remind me in the chat room to do that. If you would like to call in, the number is toll-free, and it's pinned at in the live chat. It's toll-free 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. So, you know, J.D. Vance, there's a couple of things. He was at Turning Point USA, where he was taking questions from these college students, and he hit a home run every time. He had an incredible interview this week as well with the great Miranda Devine, who is the author of Laptop from Hell. And that was absolutely amazing. I do have one clip from that, maybe two, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I think I have a couple of clips from that, actually. And he did a press conference with the White House press corps a couple weeks ago. He took over the White House press briefing room from Caroline Leavitt for a bit, and he did more home runs there, too. But, you know, when it comes to presidents... Okay, when it comes to presidents, one of the most important things that a president can do, and one of the most important things they will do, is pick great people for the different jobs around them. And he's done just that. Not only is J.D. Vance the second MAGA president, but he is only one of many MAGA presidents that we have in the Trump administration, right? It looks like Marco Rubio is going to be the second MAGA vice president. And, of course, Mike Pence doesn't count. J.D. Vance is the first MAGA president. Mike Pence wasn't MAGA. He was fake. So we're going to have Marco Rubio, it looks like, as his vice president. And that's according to what I picked up from the Miranda Devine interview, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the president there's a whole bunch of future MAGA presidents, right? We have the 48th and second MAGA president of the United States, J.D. Vance. Marco Rubio, who is, 12 or 13 years older than J.D. Vance, he'll, after his 2 terms as the second MAGA vice president, he'll still be young enough to be the third MAGA president. When we get to the fourth MAGA president, you know, there's a few people. Kristi Noem, the great Pete Hegseth, and there's others. You know, there's other people coming around in other places too. So President Trump has given us a great gift, and that is a great bench of talent to pull upon to keep the MAGA movement going and strong for the next 100, 150 years. And, you know, the thing about the left and the Never Trumpers, they've been counting on the MAGA movement evaporating when Trump is no longer president. That's why they killed Charlie Kirk because of his importance, and they thought that that would help make that possible. But it's had actually the opposite effect of all of that. And not only is J.D. Vance going to be the second MAGA president, he is so good, he's so perfect, and how could you not be proud of him, right? He knocks it out of the park. So I'm going to play some of the highlights in no particular order, okay, from the Turning Point Conference, and I'll be doing that throughout the program today. Again, if you'd like to call in, the toll-free number is in the live chat. It's pinned there. It's 888-465-2631. And, he took questions from the students. The first one's from a conservative student.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. I'm the president of our pro-life organization here.
This girl looks like Brett Cooper. Doesn't she look like Brett Cooper, guys, to you?
Hi, Mr. Vice President. I'm the president of our pro-life organization here at Ole Miss, Rebels for Life.
Rebels for Life. Awesome.
And I myself, as the president, am 100% pro-life. And I know you've stated, you being Catholic, that in the past, you've stated that you're 100% pro-life. But since joining the presidential campaign as the VP, you've kind of wavered how you see abortion. So I'm just wondering what your stance is right now.
Sure.
And
see, now this is a historic event. Not only because we're looking at the second MAGA president, the 48th president of the United States, J.D. Vance. When have you seen a true open town hall with a vice president of the United States, a sitting vice president of the United States, where they're taking tough questions?
do you think that someone else's right to liberty trumps someone else's right to life?
Oh, great
Well,
question.
first of all, I appreciate your question,
I like her.
and I appreciate the work that you do. You asked the question, do I think somebody else's right to liberty trumps somebody else's right to life? No, I do not. I, in fact, do not believe that. Now, you said, and I'm going to take issue with something you said, just the premise of the question, which is that I've wavered on the pro-life issue. I really do believe that the president has been the most pro-life president in the history of the United States of America. Now,
No
that
doubt.
said, there are two things that I think we have to keep in mind here. Now, one is the very, very hard question of, when we talk about our abortion policy, there are some very, very difficult edge cases. There are cases where you've got, an 11-year-old girl who was raped, who it would be unsafe for her to bring the baby to term. You've got situations where, bringing a baby to term would cause serious bodily harm, maybe death for the mother. That's one of the reasons why we believe in the exception in these cases where you have, again, they're edge cases, they're rare. I think the pro-abortion community would have you believe that's 90% of abortions. That's not true. But we got to be honest about the fact that there are some edge cases. The second
Is this not impressive? All right, I got goosebumps here with Vance 48 here.
second thing I'd say about this is that we have to be prudential and practical in what can get accomplished. And there may be disagreements about what exactly that is, but if you look at the pro-life victories that the President of the United States has been able to achieve, he's been able to achieve them because he has worked within the system that we have. If your attitude is you are going to pursue the most aggressive pro-life option, even if it means you lose every election and every outcome means that you're going to be in a situation where the Democrats have abortion on demand up to the moment of birth to the very end. You've got to work within the political constraints that we have. Now, here let me just say something about this. And somebody asked me earlier about my Christian values.
Here we go.
And one of the points I made is that when the settlers came to the New World, they found a very widespread child sacrifice. I imagine there are some people who don't agree with my view.
Never heard that before. You don't learn that in school, that the Indians were doing human sacrifice.
On the pro-life issue, let me just make an observation. If you go to historical archaeological sites where there were brothels, and the two oldest businesses in the world are gambling and prostitution, so there were brothels even in very ancient civilizations. If you go back to ancient brothels and you dig up the bones of the women who were working in these places, you will very often find a lot of children who were buried with them. And the answer is that whenever a society decides to discard innocent babies, they also don't treat their women very well.
That's right.
And whenever a society mistreats its women, it is very often the babies who come right after that. There is a reason why Christian civilization ended the practice of child sacrifice all over the world, and it's one of the great accomplishments of Christian civilization. I believe that we should try to be protecting every unborn life. There's a question of exactly how we do it, but I would never say that anyone's right to life should be sacrificed. Thank you, man.
Well, I got to tell you, not only is that a perfect answer, that is the most detailed, thoughtful response on the abortion question that I've heard any politician on either side of the political aisle ever give. And not just elected officials and politicians, I'm talking about even pro-life activists. Have you ever heard such a beautiful, perfect answer on the pro-life question? Holy smokes. He is a smart guy. He's a smart guy. And, of course, they applaud him after.
Hi, Mr. Vice President.
Yeah, she does look like Brett Cooper. Wow. I mean, that's really that's as good as it gets, man, isn't it? If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll get to some calls in a bit. Let's see here. I'm going to play these throughout the show today. Here's another one. This is a good one. They're all good. I mean, everything that J.D. Vance says and does is good. Here's another one.
But I think the most important principle that we have got to remember is you do not have to completely kick God out of the public square, which is what we've done in modern America. It's not what the founders wanted. It's not good for the United States of America. And anybody who tells you it's required by the Constitution is lying to you.
Wow. Okay. Talking about religion in school, I'm going to play the longer edition of this one later, where this kid asks, it looks like a young Tucker Carlson in the college blazer, Michael P. Keaton here. I'll play the full length of his question earlier, but have you heard such a great answer on Christianity and prayer in public school? No. He's great. And being from Ohio originally myself, I'm proud to have another, there have been 10 U.S. presidents from the state of Ohio. He'll be the 11th. And, man, and the establishment, they're going to try to portray him on the left. As word spreads, people are going to be talking about this a lot today. But President Trump's great victories in China might take it out of the news a little later, okay? But the press, when they start to really catch on that he's going to be the second MAGA president and the 48th president of the United States, they're going to start going after him. They're going to start going after him pretty bad, which is fine. He can handle it. But what they're going to start saying is talking about him being Republican establishment on all of this. He's a poor white trash hillbilly from some pretty poor areas in Ohio. All right, so he's certainly not elite. His mother, a very smart woman, passed on her intelligence to him, and let them try to make this everyday guy who's made it in America sound like he's George W. Bush or something. It's just not going to fly. Now, I do want to tell you guys, I will be monitoring if the president has a press conference this morning on board Air Force One, because he's on his way back now from the China meeting. I will go to that live on the program, even on the radio today. So I will be monitoring that and go to it if it happens. Okay, so here's a guy. This is Ole Miss Vice President J.D. Vance, Vance 48. This guy, he's got of course, a Charlie Kirk shirt on.
Hello, JD. How you doing today, man?
Good. How you doing?
JD, it's Mr.
In the
Vice
wise words of Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands.
He's shaking. He's so nervous.
Don't feel bad. Neither do I half the time, man.
This kid's so nervous.
Okay. First off, yeah, laugh it up. Okay, first off, I just want to say I am a huge supporter of the Trump administration. I was 3 months too late to vote for you guys, but if I could have, I would have. So I'm a huge supporter of you guys before I make my argument, but there is something you guys are doing that is kind of disturbing me a little bit.
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. You guys you guys have sent the military into Washington, D.C. and a few other cities that I can't think of off the top of my head, which first off, they've had wonderful results. Like no one can deny the results of that. It's wonderful. Some might even say the greatest. I'm a comedian.
I like this guy. Who is this guy?
Yes, he's good.
Thank you, JD. I like you too.
Now he's gonna ask the question about all the shit that we did wrong, but that's okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
But yeah, I'm just wondering, well, it's not necessarily something you did wrong, but it's what could someone else do wrong? Let's say we get a complete tyrant in office, and let's say Turning Point USA is having a huge protest against, something really bad that we don't like, and let's say he's, a president is saying that it's getting violent. How can we, I'm trying to think, my mind's kind of blank. What is the difference between what you're doing and how could we prevent someone from abusing that power?
Yeah, so look, I understand where the question is coming from, and I think it's a fair question. And it's going to sound like I'm being sarcastic, and it really is not meant in any offense.
This is a great answer. Listen.
But when you talk about what could another administration do, to take a wild, hypothetical example totally off the top of my head, what if Joe Biden sent the Federal Bureau of Investigation to start arresting his political opponents? Okay? So here's
awesome.
something that I want every conservative to remember. It's an important part of my entire political philosophy is we cannot be afraid to do something because the left might do it in the future. The left is already going to do it regardless of whether we do it. That is the takeaway of the last 40 years. And in particular, if you look at what we're doing, if Joe Biden wanted to deploy the National Guard to a red state in a place where the murder rate was twice what it is in third world countries to actually go after murderers, that would be a great use of the National Guard. Unfortunately, I don't think Joe Biden would use it like that. What I'm worried about, frankly, is what the far left already did with American law enforcement, and that is the thing that we have to prevent against. And the answer to that question is you make sure the people who did it face penalties for using the federal power against American citizens.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, what a great answers, just completely perfect. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Doc from Texas.
Hey, Texas.
Hey, man. How you this morning?
I'm doing great.
That's good. That's good. Hey, quick question. I just saw your thumbnail for your show. So you think J.D. Vance going to run for president and Trump is going to run for vice?
No. He's going to be, when President Trump decides he's not going to run anymore, the second MAGA president is going to be J.D. Vance, and his running mate is going to be a man that he told Miranda Devine is his best friend in the administration. They have lunch at least once a week. Marco Rubio will be the second MAGA vice president.
Okay. So you think? So you're saying that you think Trump is going to try to run again?
Maybe.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I'd be very happy. Of course. I mean, I've been wearing Trump 2028 hats pretty much every day for months. So I mean, why would you even ask?
To be honest with you, to be perfectly honest.
Wait, what do you mean be honest? You weren't being honest before, so you were lying and being dishonest. You were being dishonest before. Now you're being.
To be honest with you.
Why were you lying
before?
Why were you lying before?
I wasn't lying, Brian.
Well, you said to be honest. You're saying to be honest, which implies you weren't honest before. Oh my goodness.
I was honest.
Oh, okay.
I was honest.
That's not what you said.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I think he doesn't need to. He needs to let. If you want JD to be president, let JD and let Marco. Because he didn't have 2 terms. Be done with it, man. Go enjoy.
Listen to this guy. Here we got this. Here we got this Trump hater on the line.
I'm not hating on Trump. I'm not hating Trump.
This liberal Democrat on the line who wants to choose who wants to do MAGA. Hold on, slow down. I'm speaking. He wants to do MAGA a favor. And give us some political advice. What a joke. I thought you were going to be honest. You started this sentence by to be honest, which I guess that means to lie. Now you have the best. You have the best intentions for the future of MAGA.
I know you're going to hang up on me. Like you're going to feel like I hung up, but you don't want to hang up. But anyway, let him go enjoy his life. Let him go enjoy his children and his grandchildren.
Oh, how nice of you to care about President Trump.
Why man, I care about
All
everybody. I care
of a
about
sudden,
everybody.
you care about President Trump. Hey, listen, I appreciate the
don't
call.
say that.
We'll talk again. Oh my goodness! All of a sudden, he's concerned about President Trump and his family. Give me a freaking break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Peter Young. I'm calling from L.A.
Peter in L.A. What's up?
Hey, how are you? You know, I saw your chat here. It said that Trump beat China.
He defeated China and Russia, it says in the title. Correctamundo.
I'd love to understand when you say beat. Can you elaborate?
You will. I will explain, but you will not understand because you are liberally impaired. So,
What makes you say I'm a liberal? We just met, Brian.
No, we haven't met. We just started speaking. I've been doing this for a long time. I've talked to tens of thousands of people over the years on the phones.
Okay, that's fine.
And
You're
I could
right.
tell
It's
by
okay.
the front.
It's
Are
okay.
you? What, you going to tell me you're MAGA now?
No. I was just wondering if there was something.
Oh,
I said
okay. So
initially
you,
that
so
made
I,
you
so my
come across
my
liberal.
my profiling skills are very, very, very good. I'm going to explain to you. You won't understand it because of your liberal impairments, but this is the deal. President Trump already spoke that they secured the mineral deals he wanted and certain other deals that he wanted with China. And during the meeting with the president and the leader of China, they were praising him on bringing world peace and wanting to bring more peace to the world, which was a hint about ending the final war that was in place when Trump came to office. He's ended 8 of the 9 wars on the planet. The 9th one, of course, is the Biden war, Russia and Ukraine. And it was a hint that they're going to help him end that war.
Oh, do you think they're going to help by starting to buy U.S. Treasury bonds again, or are they going to still?
I don't know.
kind
What's
of-
wrong with buying U.S. Treasury? I have U.S. Treasury bonds. Go ahead and buy them. That's
No,
cool.
I'm saying it's.
No,
Yeah,
probably
I'm about buying them as
what
well.
they would do is help. What that means is help by not buying oil from Russia.
Ah, got it. No, okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, so they'll help uphold the sanctions that we've been laying against.
Well,
Russia.
no,
I do
President
have a
Trump
genuine
is
question for
President.
you.
Oh, that question wasn't genuine. Your first question was a fake question. Now you have a genuine question. I thought the first question was genuine too. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh boy.
It's
All right.
okay.
All right. Well, go ahead. What's your genuine question?
yeah. No, I was just curious to kind of get your take with regards to how the relationship with Russia and Trump is going. It seems like he's frustrated with how Russia has been going, and he's also
Well,
frustrated.
see, okay.
with the
Here's the thing. Another thing that being liberally impaired as you are, you don't know and will have a hard time grasping.
Go ahead, punch down.
The
It's
war.
okay. You got to be your Charlie Kirk. It's okay. I like.
No,
him a
I'm
lot,
not.
by the
I'm
way.
not Charlie Kirk. I'm Brian Craig. Thank you very much.
Well, then just talk to me like a normal person.
I
because
am
you're trying
talking
be
to you like
inflammatory.
I am talking to you like a normal person. You're just not accustomed to talking to normal people because you're a liberal
guess.
and your friends are lunatics and weirdos and freaks in L.A. You're not accustomed to talking to a normal person.
I know. It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. I know I'm one of those weird Californians with horns coming out of my.
No, I don't know about
skull, and it's
horns.
okay.
I don't know about
understand.
horns, but listen. Okay, so the war with Russia and Ukraine. What kind of war would you say that is? There's different types of wars. What kind of war do you think it is?
I think that it is. It's a complex war. I think.
Oh,
that
so okay.
there
Stop
is
right there.
a
I
lot
don't
of-
have all day. You don't know. It's a complex. You're just throwing out words like Kamala Harris to sound smart. It's a civil war. It's a civil war. Okay. Ukraine was a part of the Soviet Union. Okay. And a lot of these countries over there were part of the Soviet Union. They were the Soviet Union was the USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. And Ukraine was one of the republics in the USSR. So what Putin's position, and I'm not agreeing with this, I'm just telling you where Putin's coming from, it's a civil war, okay? And if you take it outside of a war situation and you take it down to a local situation in America, Do you know what the worst type of call that a police officer hates to get? The worst call for a police officer to get, the one that's the most dangerous. Do you know what the most dangerous type of call? Like some domestic dispute.
No, I don't.
A domestic dispute. When a police officer gets a domestic dispute call, that's a very dangerous one. Because people get cray-cray, right? It's very dangerous and things happen. Well, a civil war is kind of like a domestic dispute. You got a civil war going on. You got two people that hate each other. Both of their positions are not based on positions of any type of compromise. Ukraine wants total defeat of Russia. Russia's never been defeated. They're a very old country. And Putin's position in this, what he views as a civil war, is he wants all of Ukraine. So, Biden allowed this war and is responsible for it beginning, and it's a terrible one. And the chances of it ending well are not high.
Right. Yeah, no, there's a large chance that at least a portion of Ukraine will be returned to Russia. Yeah.
Or all of it.
What do you think would lead to that? And do you think that personally would be? We should
let them take it. We should let them take it. We should let them take it. If they take it, they should. It's not our war. Why should we be involved? I mean, we've got more important things. I mean, we got to get our cities safe. We got to get our cities safe.
Agenda.
Yeah.
We can agree with the globalist agenda and essentially how in the 90s, 80s, and everything. Granted, with the Iron Curtain falling, then what we did is we kept breaking our deals with the East. We did. It is what it is. We sent our spies over, had black
That's just more Kamala Harris word salad stuff. Hey, listen, welcome to the program, though, all right? Call me again sometime. It's one call per show, one call per day, but you call me again sometime. Make sure you subscribe.
Thank you for your time, Brian.
All right, take care. We'll red pill that guy. Now, I want to remind you that this extra programming I am bringing you is brought to you by Mike Lindell at MyPillow. Great deals with our promo code Kane at checkout. Today is the 30th. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. This is the second month of this sponsorship, and I'm going to hear from them on Monday, and they're going to let me know if they're going to continue sponsoring the extension of the program, the extra time in the mornings and my afternoon and weekends. So please go to MyPillow.com. Do your Christmas shopping early. Use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to play one soundbite that's unrelated to J.D. Vance that I can't play on the radio. I'm going to play it right after this break. And if you're on hold, stand by.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bedsheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Okay, now this clip here, I can't play this one on the radio. Okay, so I want to play it before. It's unrelated to J.D. Vance. This woman here, African American lady, she went to a McDonald's and she ended up calling ICE on the McDonald's, and she explains what happened and led to her calling ICE. Listen to this. This is crazy.
Today was my first time calling ICE. I went to McDonald's this morning. The menu screen was broken. So I was like, the menu screen is broken. And she said, do you want a number 2? I said, no, ma'am, I'm just letting you know that the menu screen is broken. She said, do you want a number 2? I said, do you understand me? I said the menu screen is broken. Okay, you want a 2? Well, just pull around. So I'm like, oh my God, this lady don't understand nothing that I'm saying. So when I pull around to the window, I said, the menu screen back there is broken. She said, oh, you don't want a number 2? And I'm like, why does she keep saying number 2? I'm trying to tell her that the menu screen is broken. I said, well, let me just talk to your manager. Because now at this point, I'm just like, you really don't understand me, right? There's no miscommunication here. You don't understand English. So she says, hold on. And then this dude walks from, I was like, I'm just trying to let her know that the menu screen back there is broken. He was like, the menu screen? I said, yeah, the screen with the menu, that the food on it. I said, it's broken. He said, the menu screen? I said, oh, so you don't understand anything that I'm saying either? I said, are you a manager? I said, does anybody in here speak English? They looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, so I'm like, I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to call ICE on you motherfuckers. I said, because there's no way that all you guys is in here working and you can't understand what I'm saying. And the only thing you keep saying is, do I want a number 2? Soon as I said that, you should have seen how fast that lady closed that window and locked it, and they both moved away where you couldn't see them no more. So yeah, I called ICE, and I filled out a form too. All these little fast food joints, they got all these people working in them. These franchises during COVID, they brought their people over here on these work visas. And they don't understand a lick of motherfucking English. And all them jobs like McDonald's and all that, that's where our youth used to work at. Now they got these grown ass motherfuckers in here taking these jobs from these kids, and they don't even understand English. I'm sorry, but most applications ask for experience. So where are they getting experience from if they can't even speak fucking English? That experience should be going to our American kids. ICE, come on, to Washington State. Please come to Washington State. And it's not just Latinos. It's Latinos, it's Africans, and it's these Indians from India. These 3 groups, they need to get a check on them. Because they are migrating here, and then once they get here, they're not fulfilling their work visas. They're not even learning how to speak English, and half of them is illegals. So come on, ICE, come to Washington State. It's time to clean up house, because Patty Murray, Maria Cantwell, and Bob Ferguson, they're Marxists. They're socialists. Patty Murray is added on 36, has been in office 36 years. It's time for these people to go. So please, if Trump, get this to Trump, because it's time for y'all to come to Washington. It's not just Portland. It's not just Portland. And don't just go to Seattle, because they've pushed everybody to the suburbs. You guys are going to have to start going to the suburban areas now. When you go to the inner city, go to the entire county, all the surrounding counties, because they've pushed them out. So if ICE want to make a good sweep, yeah, don't stick in the inner cities. Start going out a little bit further. Go over to the next city, then the other city, the adjacent cities. Yeah, because that's where you're going to find the ones like this. Yeah, all of them got to go. All of them. Round them all up. Anytime you're going to keep asking me, do I want a number 2?
Oh, man, I like her. You can see why I can't play that one on the radio. I had to play it before. And few things about that. Before Trump came down the escalator, it was so rare to have black Republicans. Now it's common. I hear from more black Republicans than white Republicans. And I used to joke around the late, great Rush Limbaugh. You guys know how much I love Rush. But some of you remember this. He would get a black Republican on the line. This used to happen with Hannity, too. You know, before Trump came down the escalator, Rush or Hannity, they'd get a black Republican calling in randomly, and next thing that you know, they changed jobs. As opposed to being a radio talk show host, all of a sudden they became anthropologist. The black Republican pretty much became a guest. They had very uninteresting conversations, but it was so unusual. The way I used to describe it, it was, Rush and Hannity. Yeah, I miss Rush too, guys. But you guys remember this? Rush would. It was like they found this missing tribe somewhere along the Nile River of this new tribe of African Americans that speak Republican. You know what I mean? But now it's commonplace. And this is one of the problems the Democrats have. That's why they had Invasion USA going on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm glad J.D. Vance took time out from being a good old fluffer boy that he is to actually do some work, go out and meet the public. When is the Charlie Kirk shooting going to be realized that it was done by Mossad and Israel instead of what you're claiming to be?
Yeah.
I hope they do.
Yeah. Why would they do? Why would Israel do that?
Follow the money.
No, not follow the money. We're the ones giving. You anti-Semites. First you tell us they have all the money, but then you say that we give them the money. Which is it?
Such a retard.
Yeah.
Retard.
I know. Say it over again since you don't. You've got no thoughts.
Really, I have no thoughts.
No, you just have random perversions. I mean, you've been on hold for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and this is all you got?
Oh, wow. Oh, I got a lot more.
I mean, but can you use... Oh, you've got a lot more, but I'm not worthy. Can you give me just a taste of what you have that I'm not worthy of, that does not involve perversions and profanities? Just to let me know what I'm missing, just to make me jealous that you won't share this wisdom with me. Just give me a little sample.
Listen, you retard. I am talking. A man's talking. Listen, I am enlightening you to God is behind Charlie Kirk.
No, you already said that. You said that that you've got great wisdom that you won't share with me. So could you share just a little bit of that wisdom so I can be envious of all this wisdom from you that I'm not privy to?
That damage was not.
Do you feel stupid yet? Do you feel stupid yet?
So wrong.
Yeah.
Can you even figure this out, you little fucking retard?
Okay, there we go. Is that the wisdom?
I'm talking like Trump. I mean, he swears. I can swear too, right?
No, he's the context. He doesn't use the language in the context that you use it. You're using it to kill time because you feel like an idiot. You're humiliated. You've got nothing that's intellectual, even though you said that you did. You can't think of anything, so you just throw out these words over and over. You have a very limited vocabulary. The R word, the F word, and a couple variations of them. You have a very limited vocabulary.
Well,
Did you take a short school bus to school?
Girl trash Vanya, if you want to hear that too.
I didn't even hear that part.
Yay, boy.
Okay, all right. I appreciate the call. Oh my goodness, put him out of his misery. All right, let me take this one. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Paula.
Hey, Paula.
I'm calling from. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
But anyway, I just want to say a couple words. Mike Lindell, if you hear us, Craig might be not have a lot of audience, but
what are you talking about? I got over. What are you talking about? I don't have a lot of audience. I have over 100.
You do have a lot of audience.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you do have a lot of audience.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I didn't have a lot of audience. I was like, what?
Of course you do, but we love you, and we want Mike Lindell to support you to be your sponsor again.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's doing for Patriot Trump, and you doing for Patriot and Trump, and we love you.
Thank you.
That's all I say.
Thank you very much. No, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Other things, too. I've been talking, get help from Mr. Clooney, the real estate that you gave it to us.
Oh.
He's great. He's awesome. If anybody need help, please. He's good. He's
George Colony, our new sponsor. Yeah, he knows the president.
Yes.
I don't know
if
he's he knows President Trump. Yeah.
So keep doing the good work. We love you, Craig. You're such a good spirit of America.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you calling George Colony.
The other thing to the audience, please listen carefully. If you see any bad activity out there at your state or city, please call ISIS. Don't be scared. You gotta help clean the house. We all gotta help Trump. Okay? So this is safe for our family, neighbors, your kids especially. So please don't hesitate to call them. If you call the police, they don't do anything, you call ISIS, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Well, I appreciate
Yes.
it. Well, where are you calling from? Where are you located?
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee. All right, Tallahassee. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. And thanks for
Thank you,
supporting
honey.
the
Bye.
sponsors. Yeah,
Bye.
absolutely. All right, we'll be on the radio in a couple minutes here. Let me check. We're over the top of the hour. Okay, okay. Well, we're going to be. Well, we got some more time. We got some more time till we're on the radio. We got about 5 minutes. Yeah, just to follow up. Now, remember this early show that I do, as well as continuing the show during the commercial breaks on the radio, and my afternoon show and weekend show is sponsored by Mike Lindell at MyPillow. So it's the end of the month. I will hear from them on Monday, and they're going to let me know if they're going to continue this expanded sponsorship. So please do your Christmas shopping now and early. Go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Junior, and I'm calling from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, hey, I'm going to be in Orlando this weekend. I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights with my daughter at Universal Orlando. I'm heading up there Friday when I get off the air. Tomorrow.
Hey, smooth, man. Smooth. Yeah, enjoy yourself.
Yep.
It's very exciting, and it's interesting over there.
Yeah, we go pretty much every year we go. We didn't make it last year because there was a hurricane this week last year, and I had reservations to go, and because of the hurricane, we canceled. But, yeah, we've been going for years. It's awesome. A lot of fun.
Yeah. I definitely like it keeps increasing in the scare tactic.
Yes.
Like they're dragging shovels now, and they got these.
That's Disney. That's Disney. The shovel thing is Disney, the Disney parade. But yeah. Anyway, so what's on your mind? You called me not about Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, no, I wanted to let you know that the audio from that clip that you with the lady.
Oh, okay, let me tell you. If you're watching, I have 2 live streams. Okay, if you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, that's kind of like a behind-the-scenes live stream. To hear the audio and see the video that I play, you have to go to my main live stream on YouTube, and the link to that is in the description of the video with the green behind me, and it's a direct link. It'll take you right there.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you able to maybe replay that again?
I'm going to replay everything I've played so far, except the woman with the F words. You'll have to rewind for that because I can't play that on the radio. And we're going to be on the radio in a couple minutes. But everything else I played, I will play again and more.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Take care. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right. Welcome. Yeah. Those of you watching on the live stream with the green screen, the link to my main stream is in the description. You click that, you go there, you can see and hear all the audio and video. This is obviously where MAGA comes to talk. And I am monitoring. President Trump had a great meeting with the Chinese. And if he does have an unscheduled one of those gaggles, one of those press conferences on Air Force One, and I'm on the air, I will carry it live. I'm monitoring right here to my left. I'm monitoring to see if that goes live, if it does happen. There's nothing scheduled, but if it does, I will carry it. All right, now before we get back to things, again, I got today and tomorrow, and then Mike Lindell's going to decide and let me know on Monday if they're going to continue this expanded partnership for the expanded programming. So we'll take a quick break. Go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Do your Christmas shopping. Promo code Kane, Kane.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
All right, and let me check here. I'm waiting to hear from Mike at the radio station. Is going to tell me when we're going to be live. Okay, we got a little more time. I'll take a call or two before the radio show starts. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, you got to speak up. You're too far from the phone.
All right, give me a second.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say here.
Oh, well, you're on now. Now is the time to say it.
Fantastic. Well, at 55 years old, I have to say I've never felt this much division in a country in my life.
Really?
No. I've never felt like this in my life. And what I can't understand is that people can't see through the light, the darkness into the light.
And be MAGA. And be red-pilled. And be MAGA.
Just be normal folk. And I'm gonna say this, okay?
Here we go,
hopefully
guys.
I won't get cut off.
Well, try to use radio safe language, okay? There's no need for profanities
no,
and things.
I'm not going to swear. No, not at all.
Try to be appropriate, all right, before you get to your big finale here that you're building up to.
Well, what we got here is it's a simple procedure. It's a religion like no other. It doesn't take money out of your pocket. It doesn't take any really extra time out of your day. It's called DBAFA, D-B-A-F-A, okay?
What are you talking about? Can you just say it? What you're trying to say?
The simple abbreviation of don't be a frickin' a-hole. It's very
Oh,
simple.
okay. It's
Like
easier just to
everything
say, okay, so you mean like don't be a Democrat would be easier. People know what that means.
It seems to me, I hate to lean that way, but it seems the Democratic Party has absolutely totally lost connection with people.
Yeah, that's why that's why you support Trump, right? That's why you're MAGA.
Real common sense.
That's why you love Trump.
Why? I'm not nothing. Listen,
You're not nothing?
I'm not anything. I can't. I haven't been able to vote since I was 21.
Why, what are you, a convicted felon? Are you a convicted felon?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Did some...
What'd you do?
I learned my lesson.
What was your crime?
Transactions.
What was your crime?
Oh, the devil's dandruff, You get hooked up, you try to...
What were you convicted of?
Get some more.
What were you convicted of? What'd you go to prison for?
I didn't go to prison, my friend.
You were convicted of a felony. You're a convicted felon. What were you convicted of?
Sale of narcotics. Sale of narcotics.
Oh, drug deal. Okay, selling drugs. Okay. Were you guilty? Did you do it?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. You get entrapped into bad people that caught in the wrong side of the law.
Oh, my goodness. It's not your fault? Oh, my goodness. It's not your fault you were selling drugs?
They throw so many years over top of you. The DEA needs the money, so they throw
it's not your
20
fault.
years on top of you, so you're too scared to take it to the next level of what we call entrapment, my friend. Don't go there.
Okay. All right. So you're a totally innocent man. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Totally innocent man. All right. Boy. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, hold on. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Eileen. I'm calling from Plantation.
Hey, Eileen.
I'm getting still music on your station.
Yeah, we're you're going to get us on a new radio station real soon. Actually, the radio station just told me they're doing the final work on our tower. I can't tell you the signal yet. I'm not allowed to tell you the station, but you'll be picking us up loud as clear as day there very shortly. So if you follow me on YouTube, you'll hear me. I'll be announcing it like crazy.
Okay. But it'll be on today sometime, or?
I don't think it'll be on today, but it'll be on soon. It'll be on very soon, and yeah. But follow me on YouTube, Brian, and you will get the You'll get the big announcement of the new station carrying us.
Okay.
Okay, take care. Take care. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dennis, calling from New York.
Hey, Dennis.
Okay,
Yes.
my question is, basically I'm a part of no party because I think both sides is a joke. My thing is, for the Republicans, why did that y'all fall for, like, they said when Biden first got there, it was open borders. His first week they was blaming Biden for open borders. Now Trump get in there, it's like it's 90% shut down, and people believe that. Like,
Well, no, it's
Y'all
not
really
ni-
fall
it's
for
the it's not 90% shut down the border. It's not.
it's not the point.
It's
not the point of that.
100% shut down.
See, that's what I'm saying. How do y'all fall for that? Where's the proof?
Well, the proof is it's being widely reported, not just by people who are along the border, and President Trump tells us so oftentimes, but the media have reported it as well.
Only me that heard say something was Fox News, and
I mean,
like I said, the first
how
week you
many?
guys within a couple
Okay,
weeks.
let me ask you this: how many states are there in the United States?
Quite a few. What? Counting the other ones, about 54, 56?
54 or 56 states? Oh my. 54 or 56?
Whatever.
What was the 56th state?
Who knows? You count Puerto Rico, Hawaii, all of the other
Oh my
places.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you grow up? Are you an American? Were you born in America and went to school in America?
Yes.
Okay. So you say there's 55, 56 states. How do you know that? How do you know how many states there are? Have you been
What does
have
that
you
have
been
to
to
do
all
with
of them?
the
Have you been to all of them?
No, I have not. But what does
Well,
that
then,
have
but
to do
how
with
do
the
you know?
question
How do you
of-
know that they're there? Do you believe that Norway exists? Norway.
Of course.
Okay, but have you been there and seen it with your own eyes in person?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Vice versa. How do you believe that? You know what the news tell you? What Fox News
No,
tell you?
I believe what President Trump tells us and others. Hey, listen, I gotta run. Thanks for the call. Okay, we're coming live here. Hold on. Okay. Oh, no, we're back. All right, welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And I got to tell you, I do a pre-show on YouTube before the radio show begins, and I take live calls, and it's a little less restrictive than the radio because we don't have language barriers. If you're not listening to that pre-show on YouTube, you're missing a lot. The call I just had, I don't know if any of that made it on the radio or not, but oh boy, that was some call. They were all good calls, but that last one said it all. Brian Craig Show on YouTube, guys. All right, welcome everyone. It is Thursday, and we've got a lot to cover. Now, I'm going to tell you, President Trump just finished up this incredible meeting in China. He's flying back home to the United States right now. If he has a press conference on board Air Force One, what they call those gaggles. I like those. When the president speaks in the hallway, that doorway on Air Force One to the press. If that happens and I'm on the air today, I will carry it live. Okay, I am monitoring, and we will carry that live. If you're on hold, stand by. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. My name is Brian Craig. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is toll-free, no matter where you're listening, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you are listening. Okay, so very exciting thing. We have our 48th president of the United States and our second MAGA president. The second MAGA president and the 48th president of the United States is J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance had an event. There were a couple of events this week, and then he had another one a couple weeks back. But there was an event last night at Ole Miss. J.D. Vance took on the role that Charlie Kirk used to do, taking questions from students at a college, and he hit a home run every time. It was beautiful. It was spectacular. And J.D. Vance is going to be our second MAGA president. And I'm not going to tease this around. I'm going to tell you out the box. The second MAGA vice president will be Marco Rubio. And I'll explain that to you as we go on. And those of you are saying, well, wait a minute. What do you mean the second MAGA president? What about Mike Pence? Mike Pence was not a MAGA guy. So the first MAGA vice president was J.D. Vance. So we're going to go through all of this on the program today. I am going to play clips of JD48. Do you guys like that nickname? Maybe we can come up with a good one. They were chanting 48, 48 in the crowd last night at the Turning Point event at Ole Miss. Do you like JD48? Do you guys like that? If you like that, let me know. Give me a call. Or if you have another nickname that might fit with 48 for JD. I like JD48, right? JD48, 4 syllables. I wish we could get 3, but whatever. I like that JD48. It was great. And President Trump, remember The Apprentice? I love The Apprentice and The Celebrity Apprentice. I watch that every week. My wife and I and my daughter, and we loved it. I remember when it first started. Remember in the opening credits, Barron was like 3 or 2, and Melania and little baby Barron would kiss President Trump goodbye, and he'd get on the Trump helicopter, right? It was pretty cool. Remember those days? But if you remember the premise of The Apprentice, he was, it started before it went celebrity. It started with regular people that had business degrees and such, or some business success or dreams. And they wanted to win. The Apprentice was a game show. It came after Survivor. So people that brought you Survivor brought you The Apprentice, Donald Trump's Apprentice. It's a game show. Survivor's a game show. The Apprentice was a game show. And the winner of the Apprentice game show would be Donald Trump's apprentice. And you would be his apprentice, and he would teach you everything he knew about business, and then you could be the next Donald Trump. That was it, right? Well, while The Apprentice and Celebrity Apprentice are no more, President Trump has a new show, and it is a real reality show. It's called The Political Apprentice. And there are many great people, and they're called his cabinet in his second term. And J.D. Vance is the political apprentice to be the second MAGA president and the 48th president of the United States. And I'm very excited about it. And there's other political apprentices in the cabinet. We have several future MAGA presidents. So the second MAGA president is going to be the great J.D. Vance. The third MAGA president will be Marco Rubio. And then after that, who knows? That's a long way out, because we're going to have 8 years of our second MAGA president. And President Trump, could still run in 2028. So we may have J.D. Vance until 2040. And then we'll have 2 terms of the third MAGA president, Marco Rubio, which will end in 2048. So who will be? It could be Pete Hegseth, Kristi Noem, or someone else. But the Political Apprentice reality show that we're living through right now is a great show, and President Trump is doing a great job. And as the show goes on, I'm going to play some of the clips of JD48 at Ole Miss last night. And also, he did an incredible interview with the great Miranda Devine, who wrote the masterpiece, Laptop from Hell, which you should all get on audiobook, okay? It was a great interview, and he dropped a couple of big things there, which I'm going to cover as well. But first, I'm going to go to the phones, and we'll take some calls, and then we'll get to all of this. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Cody. I'm from Atlanta. How are you?
Cody from Atlanta. I'm doing well. How are you, Cody?
I'm good, babe. Let me take it off the speaker. There we go. Hello, can you hear me? Hey.
Yes. Did you call me babe?
No, I just said, am I off speaker?
Oh, it sounded like you called me babe. I was like, oh, no. Okay. No, what's on your mind, Cody? No, I don't want a man to call me babe. No, I don't. No.
Oh, I thought you said, no, I missed. anyways.
Yeah. Hold on a second here. I'm
far
going to answer my busy phones that are ringing off the hook. All right, Cody, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. As far as Trump, man, I'm really concerned about like America turning into like an authoritarian police state, even more so, because with what ICE is doing right now, detaining people essentially without any due process, right? You know, you and I probably aren't going to see eye to eye politically, but you know that's government overreach. That's stuff that.
Okay, well, slow down, Cody. Slow down. What are you? You're in Atlanta. What are you, a law student at Emory or something?
No.
Oh, okay, because you talk like you know the law. So you're saying that ICE. Hold on a second here, because I'm not an attorney, you know. So maybe you have some knowledge I don't. And I thought I followed the news pretty well, but it seems that you may follow it even closer than I do. So you're telling me that ICE, which federal agents from ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, are picking up people and doing something with them without due process? Could you tell me more about that, please?
I mean, they're disappearing people, man. I mean,
disappearing?
Have you not?
What do you mean disappearing? What does that mean?
Are there not people like just getting grabbed by ICE and not like people not knowing where they are and stuff?
No.
Have you not like heard about this? Oh, okay.
No, that's not happening.
The other stuff.
Slow down, because I'm concerned. Okay, so wait a minute.
I want to get to my other point.
Well, I'm here till 9. I got plenty of time to get you the other point. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So ICE shows up at a Home Depot parking lot in Atlanta, where you're at. They pick up illegals, and then they disappear them. What does that mean? When they disappear them, what happens to them?
So they take them to an ICE facility, and no one knows like exactly.
Oh, okay. So slow down. Okay.
Right.
Now hold on. I want to.
You keep telling me to slow down, man.
Well, because I want the audience to understand. Not everybody's jazzed up on caffeine or whatever you're jazzed up on, a Monster Energy drink. Okay. Now you first. This is interesting. You first said they're disappearing people without due process. Now you just told me ICE goes to a Home Depot parking lot in Atlanta. They pick them up and take them to an ICE facility. That means they're processing them. You said they weren't being processed. Now they're being processed at the ICE facility. So that's the process, right?
I mean, we're assuming that they're taking them to ICE facilities, right?
Well, that's what you said. You said they're disappearing them.
No. I said they. I said they couldn't find them, didn't I?
What do you mean that who couldn't find who? Who can't find who?
Dude, people that are getting arrested, man, like by ICE and stuff, right? Because they're not giving these people due process, right?
No, you said. So what happened? Okay, so they
ship them out of the country.
Yeah, it's called deportation. That is the process.
Okay, yeah,
that's the process. That's due process.
Like we have cases of this, right? I mean, National Immigrant Justice that ICE was secretly detaining people at black sites in Illinois. Right?
It's Illinois, not Illinois. It's Illinois. That's all BS.
Ghost transfers in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Well, if they're doing ghost transfers in secret, how do you know about them?
Because people report on this.
Well, then
stuff,
they're not
right?
secret. So they're not doing anything secret.
Okay, I mean, Mark Lellett, Peter Sean Brown, that happened in Florida. You're in Florida, right?
I don't know who those names are.
This is shit that I...
Okay, all right. First dump of the day, Mike. First dump of the day. If you're on hold, stand by. Oh, my goodness. Yes, another snowflake soy boy in America whose biggest concern is the price of soybeans. They call me about that a lot. All right, if you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the delay to re-engage. Oh, my goodness. See, when I do the early show, the pre-show, I don't have to dump them when they use the language, you know. But that's the rules. It's the law. All right, our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. Let me play this clip. This is a good one. This is J.D. Vance. I'll play an extended version of this later. But an Indian girl, and by Indian, I mean from India. I don't mean like Native American Indian. She's very concerned about immigration and immigrants, just like our guy from Atlanta.
And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair.
Oh, she asked. I'll play the whole thing. He talked about how his wife is. She looked up the second lady on Wikipedia while she was in line to speak to the vice president at Turning Point last night, and found that she's Hindu. She's not Christian. Yet the vice president's children are being raised as Christians.
Yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not a particularly religious family in either direction. In fact, when I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist, and that's what I think she would have considered herself as well. You know, everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we decided to raise our kids Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement.
See, now, this liberal girl that JD's getting the question from, she thinks somehow, I guess she watches Jen Psaki on television. She thinks that Una Vance is somehow being held prisoner and is a religious prisoner, and she's not allowed to celebrate what her religion is because her husband won't let her. Now we're getting the real answer here from the vice president.
But thank you.
And she's angry at this answer. You can see in her body.
My 8-year-old was also very proud of his first communion. Thank you, guys. I'll tell him that Ole Miss wishes him the best. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that. Because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love. Again, one of the most important Christian principles is that you respect free will. Usha's closer to the priests who baptized me than maybe I am. They talk about this stuff. My attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family, and you trust in God to have a plan, and you try to follow it as best as you can, and that's what I try to do. Yes,
okay, so he took all the questions, and this girl is so pissed at the answer. You can see it in her body language. The answers that JD48 gave here, these are perfect answers to every question he got at the Turning Point event last night. Not only does he not shy away from being a Christian, he says that he hopes that his wife will accept Jesus and become a Christian too. That's amazing. And this is a beautiful thing. I mean, he's like perfect. The political apprentice. You don't hear, did Trump not bring in the best? You don't hear even Republicans talking this way. If you're on hold, stand by. Phone's very, very busy. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Back after this. All right, I'll take some calls during the break, guys. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. It's Job Burnine out of California.
Hey, what's up?
First, congratulations on your new radio station.
Thank you.
So I can't wait to listen. I really the frustration level personally for me in regards to all of these individuals who don't seem to get it. They're so upset about people supposedly getting kidnapped, which they're not.
Exactly.
Why don't they actually look into what individuals who work for ICE?
Yeah, hold on. I want to answer the phones, and then I'm gonna go. Hold on a second here. Okay. Yeah, and the thing about it is, are you back with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, I was answering. He all these classified black sites, and he knows where they all are. If they were really black sites, he wouldn't know about them. And it didn't. And until I brought that up to him, it didn't even occur to him, right? I mean, he's just got some left-wing commie Antifa crap that he's regurgitating that he reads in some Reddit group.
People who give these answers are just absolutely retarded. If they really want to be educated, then why don't you actually go and look and see what ICE officials can do? They can do everything that they have been doing. Due process starts when they actually recognize someone with the facial recognition and they ask them who they are. That's when due process starts.
Exactly.
Where was all of this excitement? Where's all of this excitement when Biden ended up changing it from a misdemeanor to an administrative offense? And did he actually change it, or was it an auto pen decision? Because I cannot even believe that people are like getting all crazy. What about the families that ended up
Well, look what we just
killed
found out
because-
yesterday. We just found out yesterday that Biden's FBI was wiretapping 20% of the Republican sitting United States senators. I've never heard. I mean, that is such a high crime that's never been exposed before in our government. It's so corrupt. 20% of Republican sitting senators were being spied on by the Biden FBI and had their phones tapped. Just came out yesterday.
The things that we're going, there was no president. It was just being run by his cabinet and all of his heads. What pisses me off so much is that I don't actually hear any of these crying liberals actually saying one freaking thing about people that have been injured or killed by illegal aliens that should not have been here. Remember, we were talking like a while ago about that truck driver. We had a truck driver here the other day, like last week, that ended up killing a couple of people because he was drunk. He didn't even hit the brakes. And he slammed into those people. We potentially have another guy. I don't know if he is actually an illegal alien, but it's quite possibly, because guess what? Nobody's talking about his legal status, that ended up killing a San Bernardino sheriff right in the head who was answering the call.
That's right.
I mean, what is wrong with these people? If you care so much about illegal aliens, then go find them and tell them to go back home. They'll get $1,000 and a free trip.
And I'll tell you another thing. A friend of mine who goes on our cruises. Brad is his name, and he's a MAGA guy out in California. And he sent me a really good video. He sends me stuff all the time. He texts me, and he's up late, and I'm up early. So because of the 3-hour difference, we're up at the same time. It's like 2, 3 in the morning here, but it's only like midnight. He sent me this, I may have retweeted this. If not, I will. He sent me this video of this guy. He said, if the illegals are so great for our economy, why didn't they improve the economy in their own country? Right? And he goes through this whole list of things. There's nothing productive that comes out of the illegals that came up through the southern border. Only death, slavery, murder, rape, terrible things.
Sex trafficking.
Exactly.
It's sick that people don't end up actually opening up their eyes and actually look at the fact that other citizens, people that are they're American patriots, their fellow brethren of this country are suffering.
That's right.
Suffering because of the stupidity.
That's right.
It just pisses me off, Brad.
Well, that's good. But think about it. Think about it, though. We're the majority. I know that you're in Gavin Newsom's California and all, but California is about to become a battleground state. In the next presidential election or two, it's going to become a toss-up state, California.
I think the governor's race next year is going to be a very, very interesting barometer in regards to where
who I heard is running, and I don't know if they've signed up yet, and I don't know what I think of Steve Hilton, who used to be on Fox, the English guy.
Excellent.
Yeah,
and he used to be on Fox.
He used to be on Fox.
He was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has actually a really interesting history. He'd be great for California, but like I said, I think President Trump's going to come through with just like the voter ID situation out here, and I think with that and our voter rolls are going to get cleaned up. I think the Democrats are actually done. We're quote unquote supposedly 40%. I don't believe that we're 40%. I believe that we're much higher. If it hadn't been for the 19 and the mail-in ballots.
Listen, we're getting ready to come back. I got to run because we're coming back on the radio. We're in a radio break now, so I got to clear up the line while we wait for that. But good call. You made a lot of great points. All right, take care. Take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back from the break in about 30 seconds. You know, I interviewed Steve Hilton. He was on my podcast a while back, and he's a new U.S. citizen. He became a U.S. citizen a couple years ago. If he became governor, I mean, his wife does work for Facebook, and he's Silicon Valley, so you know, and he worked for Tony Blair, you know. But if he became governor, that would mean the last two Republican governors were both immigrants, right? Him and Schwarzenegger. All right, stand by. We've got about 10 seconds. Call us on hold. Hang in there. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. All right, we'll go back to the calls. We're celebrating the 48th president of the United States, and the second MAGA president, J.D. Vance, just had a great event at Ole Miss at the Turning Point event, and just very impressive. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Brian. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I'd like to talk about the guy that called in about the due process of the people that are disappearing.
Yes.
People out there, you know, that is the biggest scam that's been put on the American people. Let me say this to you. I had a neighbor. This is going back about 20 years ago that worked for Border Patrol over there by Pembroke Pines by Perry Airport. He put on his uniform. He'd go down to Hollywood Beach. He'd walk into Frenchie's. Do you know where Frenchie's was? It was on Johnson Street, right on the boardwalk in Hollywood. He'd walk in there, and the whole place would empty out. You know why? Because the people that were coming over here. First of all, you come over here, and you're claiming asylum. You automatically you get due process. Okay, I'm talking about years ago. But the people that came over here, flew over on vacation, didn't want to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
They know they're here illegally. They know they're here illegally. They're looking over their shoulder all the time. I think President Trump was very nice about it when he said, "Listen, you've been here all these years. You've done the wrong thing. You got to go back, and I'll let you come back in here the right way, but you got to go back, and I'll give you $1,000, and I'll fly you."
Hold on, Richie. While I answer all these phones that are coming in. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Richie. Kind of cut to it because we got a lot going on here.
Yeah, well, what I'm trying to say is this has been a scam with the open borders with a incoherent president who wasn't running the country.
Yes.
You cannot give due process to 20 million people. You didn't give any due process when you let them in. The president of the United States is supposed to protect our border against foreign and domestic terrorism and
foreign
invasion.
and domestic.
He didn't do that.
So whether it's the streets of D.C., Antifa in Portland, thugs in Memphis, that's part of the oath he took. Correct.
And he didn't do it. And because he didn't do it, the American people should suffer for this. In other words, they're not disappearing. They're giving an option. Fly back home. I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you an airplane.
Exactly.
Because they came over here with a giant scam. The whole thing was a scam by all these organizations that were paying their way in here, giving them roadmaps, giving them flights, giving them hotel rooms, giving them at the taxpayer expense. And for people that are saying, well, I feel sorry for these people, they've taken so many jobs away from everybody, everybody. And the salaries are down because they work under the table for nothing. And if they don't work under the table, they're here with illegal papers. They have illegal Social Security numbers. You can go on and on and on and on.
All right, Rich, I'm going to move on. I agree with everything you said. Appreciate the call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Nolan from Los Angeles, L.A.
All right, L.A. What's on your mind?
How you doing, Brian?
I'm great.
I talked to you, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday.
Okay.
I called your show.
All right.
But I was calling regarding like the whole J.D. Vance, as far as him as the next president.
The second MAGA president, yes.
Yeah. I like him, but I'm still on guard against him. Just because the whole Peter Thiel, I believe that's his name, Peter Thiel, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, what's your problem with him?
No, it's just from what I heard about him. It's just like it was from what my understanding was. It's kind of like Trump was like kind of like forced to kind of pick him because.
Give me a break. Okay, now walk me through this. Someone's forcing President Trump to do something. Walk me through this.
Not forcing.
I want no. You know, in his first term, his vice president was a monster. He was probably the source of all the leaks out of the White House.
Exactly.
He was betrayed by his first vice president, that snake, Mike Pence.
I agree.
Hold on. So slow down. So when it comes time to choose his second vice president, the first MAGA vice president, but his second vice president, walk me through, after everything he went through with that snake Mike Pence, that President Trump was bullied and forced into picking someone he didn't want to pick to be his VP after what Pence did.
So listen, I totally agree with you. So I'm not.
Do you know how JD Vance? Do you know how JD Vance became President Trump's vice president?
Go ahead.
Two people, Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk. They're the one, and Don Jr. brought it up to the president first. So Don Jr. and Charlie Kirk. So those are three people I trust: Don Jr., Charlie Kirk, and of course, my favorite president, Donald Trump.
Okay.
This other stuff is just, we're going to be hearing a lot of things about J.D. Vance because the left and the Republican establishment are going to start to realize what I'm sharing today, that this is the 48th president of the United States. And so you're going to start to hear all kinds of names and things and illusions of scandal.
Oh, no. I totally listen again. I totally agree with you. I'm not trying to go back and forth with you and what you're saying is, but what I'm saying is just like, until Donald Trump say otherwise, I'm not willing to crown him as the next.
What are you talking about? He well, then you're ready because he was. Hold on. He was asked. Excuse me. He gave an interview in the last week or two. I watch all the Trump interviews, so I can't remember which one. It might have been the It might have been the Bartiromo issue. And he was asked, this was in the last week or two, about J.D. Vance and who, or would it be Mark? And he said J.D.'s next in line. He's vice president.
And then he also said Marco Rubio.
He said he says he's good and I like him. Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, he also threw in Marco Rubio as well.
That's correct.
I'm skeptical.
But at the beginning of the call, you were telling me, he was bullied in, and Peter Thiel. Listen, I got to run for a break, but call me again sometime. You're a good caller, okay?
So not again, Brian. You're a really cool guy. Like I told you before, I watch you. You're the first person I watch.
Thank you.
Off top.
Thank you.
Off top. When I wake up, it's 3 a.m, and I'm sitting here right now watching you right now.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I just listen, and you cool, but I'm saying I watch other people. I do my little due diligence of like watching everything, and I try to keep the people who. So what? So this is what you're telling me. You're loyal to me, but you're committing viewer adultery by listening and watching other people, but me. Why are you cheating? Listen, I gotta run. I gotta run, but I gotta take a break. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? I'll hold you through the break. Okay, listen. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back. Okay, are you still there? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to talk to you on YouTube during the break. I'm going to put you on hold for a minute while I answer the lines. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we're in a break on the radio, but we're still live on YouTube. So, on the radio, I have a strict schedule I have to adhere to, and
Yeah, I totally understand.
Okay, so but everybody on YouTube can hear you. So, what's on your mind?
No. What I'm saying is that I can't reserve J.D. Vance as the next MAGA president. It's just like I don't know. It's just I really It's something off about him. I don't know what it is. It's just I really don't feel him as that person. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm just
There's
saying.
something not right about him. Give me some details on that. What does that mean?
Just how quick he just came up in the ranks. It's kind of like a Obama type of.
No, he didn't come up out of nowhere like Obama. Obama came up right quick.
No. Obama came out of nowhere. Like that was just like, his quickness to in the Senate and all I believe the Senate, right? He was in the Senate.
He was in the Senate. Well, the first time I heard of Obama, he was in the state Senate in Illinois, and he was running against Alan Keyes for the United States Senate spot in Illinois. First time I heard of him, and he was only in the Senate 2 years, and he spent those whole 2 years running for president. He just ran for president for those 2 years.
Out of nowhere, like. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I always have reservations about Vivek Ramaswamy, because I never heard of him, and then all of a sudden he's everywhere and he's the guy.
Same here.
Yeah.
Listen, like I'm like step to step with you. Ramaswamy, Obama, I was the same way. I already knew that Obama was not that person. You know what I'm saying? It was just how they was trying to force feed the black Americans and myself. I'm African American. I'm from Los Angeles. Like I live that. I'm not like that. Brian, I'm in the hood. Like I'm like South Central Los Angeles calling you. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question about this South Central thing. I used to watch SWAT. You know that TV show with Shamar, whatever his name is? SWAT, about the SWAT.
Shamar Moore.
Shamar Moore. Yeah, I was a big fan of SWAT, even though Shamar Moore is a weirdo. Whenever you see him in his real life, he's a strange dude. But he's weird. Have you ever seen him in his real life online? He's a weird.
I never met him, but like they filmed the SWAT, like they filmed like a couple of scenes, like over there in South Park, which is like...
Okay, I want to ask you a couple things, because I got a couple minutes left during the break, so I can talk to you about this during the radio break. Two things, and we got to be quick with it. One, Shamar Moore, in his character in SWAT, anytime they call it South L.A. now, right? At least on SWAT they do. And anytime anyone would call it South Central, he would get pissed. Like he was offended. It's South L.A. Like he would take offense if they called it South Central instead of South L.A. Is that really a thing, or is that just some crap on SWAT?
No, that's some crap. But South Central, the reason why they call it South Central, Brian, is because it's south. It's like in the middle. Like we're in the middle, like towards downtown, towards like anywhere. We're like we're like in the middle.
And by the way, SWAT got canceled, and they're going to bring back a limited series on the streaming app. But okay, here's the other one. There's a guy, when my daughter moved back to Florida from Los Angeles, she lived out there 3 years.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, okay. And I used to watch this guy on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel in L.A., and he has a drone, and I don't know the name of his channel, but maybe you guys, it's hilarious. He's got a drone, and he flies it over Figueroa. Figueroa is a street where all the prostitutes are. And he flies in the middle of the day, and they're basically naked, and he flies his drone over the hookers, and he lowers it, and he talks to them through the drone on the street. It's hilarious. I don't know the name of the guy's channel, but
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Really
it's hilarious.
I'm not really
I mean, it's
going down Figueroa, that's where all the prostitutes are,
and they're like naked. Towards, they barely are dressed.
That's how it is. That's
in the
how
daytime.
It is in South Central.
Figueroa, and when I was and they wave at the drone, and then he comes down and starts talking to him, and he makes comments about it's in the middle of the day. And
Brian, they have a lot of people like who go down Figueroa try to like talk to the prostitutes.
Yeah, well, he does it by drone. It's so funny. Wait until I'm done live streaming. Don't look for it now. But I don't know the name of his channel. All right, hey, listen, I got to run. We're coming back from the break, but thanks for the call.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right, take care. Yeah, it's pretty funny. If anybody knows the name of that channel, let me know, and I'll give them a free plug if he still does it. I haven't watched it in a while. All right, we're going to be back on the from the radio station break in about 15 seconds, and I'll go back to the phones. All right. Oh, if you want to call in, the number is pinned in the live stream, toll free. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, we'll go back to the phones. We're celebrating our second MAGA president, JD48. Just had a great Turning Point USA event last night. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Speak up.
2 seconds. I need to shut down the stream.
Shut down the stream and then talk on the phone. Oh my goodness. What's your name? Okay, that's not a problem. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Cody from Atlanta. I apologize. I didn't realize it was the air. I cursed.
Okay, two things. Yeah, no profanity. We're on the radio, and it's one call per day. And this is okay. But you're new to the program, so I'll give you a break today. But in the future, it's one call. Let me answer these other calls. It's one call per show. So we kind of already played out the conversation, so I don't want to redo the conversation, Yeah,
that's fine.
But let me ask you. But I got a question for you. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
You're in your 30s. What do you do for a living?
I did like sous chefing for a long time.
You're a sous chef. You used to. You don't do anything now. You're unemployed.
No, not unemployed.
What do you do now?
But I could do. Right now, I'm currently a student, but I also have, purchased property and stuff.
What are you studying? What are you studying?
I was actually looking into journalism, but right now I'm not sure if I'm going to go finish my degree with it. I might just become
No, that'd be a waste. Fake news. You don't want to become fake news. I mean, just start a YouTube channel or something. Do that. Be a citizen journalist. That's where it's at, man. Here's the thing. What I'm trying to figure out is why a grown man in his 30s, I know you're a millennial and all, that might be part of the problem, but why is a grown man in his 30s, who obviously works very hard, why are you not behind the greatest president of our lifetime, Donald Trump? You call me criticizing him. I want to understand that.
You want me to be honest with you?
Always, yes.
Because he's a billionaire.
So what?
He's a wealthy,
he's wealthy?
Hotel owner, man. He's not going to work out. He's not going to look out for working class people.
Oh, okay, slow down right there. Okay. The reason that you're not supportive of him is because he's rich. You told me. Hold on a second. Slow down for a second. Your immediate answer was he's rich. You told me that when I asked you what you do for a living, that you own property and you're in school trying to get an education. Yes. So you're trying to become rich. What's wrong with being rich? You're trying to become rich.
Become rich being a journalist. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No, you said you own property.
I said I own a piece of property.
And journalists, there are journalists that make millions of dollars a year. Brett Baer makes over $30 million a year. Dana Perino makes $50 million. Yeah, he makes $35 million a year. Dana Perino makes $50.
Work for ABC?
He works for Fox. Sean Hannity.
I don't know if you ever see my face, man. I'm not going to be a TV guy. I can tell you that.
Well, you have a good face for radio. You don't have to show your face. You can, But what's wrong with being rich? Why is that a bad thing? You a commie?
It's not about being rich, man. It's about the exploitation that he has done to tons of people, man. Donald Trump doesn't pay back bills, man. He's a piece of shit.
Okay, there we go again. Second dump of the day by the same guy. See, one call per day. If you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the delay to re-engage. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We don't want that guy in MAGA, all right? I mean, that's just classless to say things like, the first time he called, a lot of times people that are new to the program. See, I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day. A lot of people, when I first started in broadcasting, the internet had not been invented yet by Al Gore. Okay? That's an old joke if you guys get that. And anytime there's been new technology, I've always expanded into it. And somebody the other day I was talking to was asking me about the difference in the callers on the program compared to years ago and what's different about it. And I was and this is what I told them, and you hear this on the show. And I talked to Steve about this too the other day. I brought this up to Steve after I had this conversation with someone. Someone is asked me to help them with their podcast, which I do very rarely, okay? Very rarely, because I just don't have time to help everybody else with their podcast. I'm trying to build up my own, which I've done a very good job at. So everybody wants all the knowledge that I've built up over these years, like that. So, but I'm very select on who I help. But anyway, I told them, I was telling this to Steve, and I told him that, when I first started and I was working at a talk radio station and I was taking calls, the callers, they were talk radio listeners. So they knew the rules of conversation and how radio shows work. And now what we have going on is a couple of things with the new wave of listeners to the program. There's two things. Now, one, people that are new, that are listening online, they don't know how radio shows work and radio call-in shows work. So they just don't have the knowledge on how to have a radio conversation. So they drop language that we can't use on the radio. During the pre-show, I don't have to worry about the language, and it's fine. But when we start at after 6 till 9, and they just don't understand that. And that guy, I explained it to him, and he couldn't control himself again. The other thing is, when you're talking to millennials and Gen Zers, the human race is devolving when it comes to conversation. They've never had real conversations with people. They text. They don't even talk on the phone, right? If you're a millennial or Gen Z, the least common thing you do with your phone is talk on it. You text, you DM when you communicate or whatever, but you don't talk into it. And there's been such a lack of interaction that they've had with people, they don't know how to have a conversation or interact with people. That's why the population's declining on top of all the gender stuff, And it's almost like the old stories of Tarzan. They would bring Tarzan back to civilization after he had been in the jungles his whole life, and he didn't know how to act in civilization. So and I think this is a true thing that's happened that I've noticed with Gen Z and millennials. They're uncivilized when it comes to human interaction, completely, and it's really a sad thing. I don't know if any anthropologist or people that study such things, sociologists, have studied this, but that's why there's such a problem. They don't know how to have conversations. They've never talked to people. They're incredibly inappropriate because they're not accustomed to human interaction, and that's why the language happens, and they say crazy things, and it's really sad. It's really sad, and you see it time and time again when I'm taking phone calls from people. So, things have changed over the years with the callers on the program, but there's been a big, as the Gen Zers have gotten old enough to watch programs like this and listen and call, you're seeing it worse. The millennials are bad, but the Gen Z's worse. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. The delay is re-engaged. If you're on hold, stand by. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. We'll take our break for the top, come back with more on the great J.D. Vance and your calls after this. All right, now I want to remind you guys, I've got today and tomorrow, the month is over. Mike Lindell and MyPillow are going to decide if they're going to continue their expansion of sponsorship of the program into another month with me continuing the show during the break, the early show, my afternoon show and such. So it's important. Go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. We've got today and tomorrow, and then Monday I'm going to get the news. after the show. So go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Do your Christmas shopping. Great deals going on. We'll be right back.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
All right, we'll be back on the radio in just a couple of moments. Hold on, guys. Oh, boy. Okay. Getting my commercial copy ready for the next hour. Okay, stand by, guys. 30 seconds and we'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Hour number 2 has begun. Callers on hold, you stand by. Just a quick recap. What I've been talking about so far this morning is J.D. Vance had an incredible event at Turning Point at Ole Miss last night. I've been playing some of the audio from it earlier in the program. I'll play more as the show goes on. Without question, he is the second MAGA president. And it looks like his running mate is going to be the second MAGA vice president, and that would be Marco Rubio, and that's what we've been covering. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
4 more years. Stop the steal. 4 more.
Okay. That guy has been on hold for about 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. And that's what he has. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, JD, fantastic guy. He's everybody, I think, would be happy to have him as a president. His main problem is not Trump. You know, everybody loves Trump. They like JD. You know, it's
no. There's been a big no. Obviously no one's gonna be Trump. Okay, you can't take the greatest that's ever lived.
That's right.
You know, I mean, you know, come on. You know, you know, I mean, who's your favorite James Bond?
Oh, yeah, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Mine's Roger Moore.
Yep.
Okay. Now there have been well, there's a reason. You know why that is? Why is you're older than me? Why is Sean Connery your favorite James Bond and Roger Moore is mine?
Well, I thought that Roger Moore was not as
okay. No. There's
macho.
Typically the way it works is the first one you see is your favorite. It's the same thing goes for Saturday Night Live. I saw that idiot, that liberal jerk, Laura Michaels. He was talking about this once on an interview, and he said he was doing an interview, and they told him what his favorite cast was, and he said, because he does these interviews, and they always tell him what their favorite cast was. He says it's pretty much the same. Yeah. People always say that their favorite SNL cast is the cast that was there when they were in high school, and I thought, you know what, he's right. When I was in high school, that's when, you know, John Lovitz and Dana Carvey and them were on there, you know, Phil Hartman, and that was, you know, and Eddie Murphy and stuff. And he's right. So so far as MAGA, okay, we're never going to have another Donald Trump, okay? And he's always going to be our favorite because he's the first MAGA president and he's the father of our great movement. But he can't be president for the rest of the time that the United States is here. And we're going to have a second, you know, he's, you know, he can't be president forever. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not.
So we're going to have a second MAGA president at some point, and JD Vance has hit home run. He's hit home runs every time he's been public. If you saw him at Turning Point last night, you would have been blown away.
Yeah, I love the guy. I think he's going to be great when it's his turn. He's going to be great. But you know, like I was saying, everybody loves President Trump, and they like him. You know, President Trump is so special. You can't. Put it this way: if Elvis Presley's doing a show canceled and Tom Jones comes out to take his place, everybody have a good time. But it's not Elvis. You know, this is what I look at President Trump.
You know, like
so
I'm
special.
a big fan. Like I'm a big fan of. I love music, right? I don't talk about music too much because you know, but I'm a big fan of Def Leppard. Right, I love Def Leppard, and there's other groups too. I'm a fan, but I love Def Leppard, and I love their music. I saw Taylor Swift singing the Def Leppard songs. It was awful.
Oh boy.
Okay, it was awful. No one's gonna say. Okay, and I saw you know, Video Killed the Radio Star. What's the name of the guy that sung Video Killed the Radio Star? Oh, it's a great one of the great songs of all time. First song played on MTV. Okay, I saw that guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I saw him. This young singer I never heard of. She's like a Gen Z singer. I just saw this on online this morning before the show. She's singing "Video Killed the Radio Star," and I'm like, is this even the same song? And then the original guy came out and sang with her at the end. You know, I mean, you know, so no one's going to be MAGA like Trump. And there's going to be, okay, and there's going to be some cover bands that are going to come out. Everybody else is going to be, but come on. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to be happy to have JD eventually being president. That's for sure. But you know, I'm just saying it's just a matter of like him, not as much as Trump though.
Well,
that's all. Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do? We got to have other MAGA presidents at some point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm hoping that the ticket's going to be JD and Marco as vice president, and then Marco will be president after JD. So
yeah. All right, Doug. I appreciate the call. All right, let me take some other calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Steve from Staten Island.
Hey, Steve. What's up?
Hey. Well, the thing is listening on the people. Yes, Trump is going to be. It's hard for anyone to outdo Trump. I mean, he's done such a magnificent job with the negotiations. He's that businessman that is hitting home runs. And JD, I think he's going to be a great president, but it's hard because of the accomplishments Trump has made to be anything like that.
Yeah. Well, JD has some skills that are so rare, like as what he did at Ole Miss last night. He did what Charlie Kirk did. He took random questions from college kids in the audience, and a lot of them didn't like him. And not only did he have great, perfect answers for all of them, most of them ended up liking him at the end. He's just and just like when he took over the press conference in the briefing room with Caroline Leavitt, he had those monsters in the media laughing at his jokes and eating out of his hand.
I think it's mostly like he's got that Trump thought as well.
Yes.
Be gracious. That's why that's so wonderful. He's learning from the master.
That's correct. That's correct. He is the political apprentice.
Exactly. And even though Trump is not a politician, he still is knocking it out of the ballpark.
Every time.
Now we got JD, who is a politician, but has that Trump type of ideas.
Correct.
That's going to send him in just as good.
That's right.
And that's how I feel.
All right, Staten Island. Appreciate the call. Take care. All right. We're getting some very good calls today. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up? This is Jeff. How you doing?
I'm doing. How are you?
Good, good. Hey, how's that ceasefire doing over there in Israel?
How's that what?
Ceasefire doing over there in
It's
Israel?
over there. It's doing well. When there's all out war going on, when they're over, excuse me, I'm answering your idiotic question. Okay, and notice well, because you're taking joy out of people losing their lives, and you're a sick, twisted person.
I'm taking joy that your president is an idiot and didn't accomplish anything.
When wars end, when wars end, fighting often continues. Do you know?
And how's the farmers
Do
doing?
you know when you're familiar? Are you familiar with how the Civil War ended?
How are the farmers doing here?
You remember Lee surrendered to Grant? Remember that's how the Civil War ended? Do you know that the last battle was fought a month after that? There was a whole battle fought and many in between. Do you know when the Second World, when Germany surrendered in the Second World War, do you know that there were German soldiers continuing to fight into the 1950s?
How are your cattle ranches
The
doing?
last Japanese soldier was actually captured in the 1970s. The war ended in 1945. They got him in the 1970s in the Philippines. Wars continue. Well, you got your brain turned down too. Turn your brain up.
Yeah, how are the farmers doing here? How's the cattle ranches and the soybean farmers doing?
They're doing. I know another guy obsessed with. Don't worry, your soy milk will still be available for you.
What about my beef?
I'm not interested in your sex life.
See, because you can't answer the question.
What about it?
Screwing them over. Send all the money to Argentina.
We're not sending money to Argentina. We're not sending money to Argentina. Tell me about this. We're sending money to Argentina. Tell me about that. We're sending money to Argentina. Tell me about that. Tell me what that means. Okay, who is sending money? Who is sending money to Argentina?
We sent $40 billion.
Oh my goodness! I mean, when are you going to stop? Let me ask you. Do you enjoy looking stupid?
No, not as much as you do with that stupid hat on. No, with your Trump 2028.
You can't even read. My hat says MAGA. My hat says now you can't even read. My hat says MAGA. Hold on. My hat says MAGA. My hat says MAGA. You said that we. My hat says MAGA. You can't even read. You said we gave $40 billion to Argentina. Tell me about that.
He promised them $40 billion if he won the election.
Well, no, you just said that we sent them $40 billion.
Our tax money.
I doubt you're paying
Our
tax.
tax
I doubt you're paying taxes. You don't earn enough money.
I pay tax.
Really? So tell me about this. Tell me about how we sent $40 billion. Tell me how we...
That's all you can do. That's all you can do is hurl insults. You think you're insulting people. Oh, you don't have a job because you're a Democrat and you don't love Trump. You don't have a job. You sit at home. No, I have a job. I pay taxes, and I'm watching this country going right down in the toilet.
Yeah.
And while you stand on the sidelines,
But this is where excuse me. This is where your stupidity comes in. Excuse me. I'm going to continue. Listen, your suffering will end soon. I'm going to hang up on you in a moment. You say the country is going to the toilet, but your analysis of the country is based on talking points that aren't true. We didn't give $40 billion to Argentina. That's not even true. The farmers are fine. The cattle ranchers are fine.
Oh, really?
You can still get your soy milk. Do you drink your soy milk in coffee or out of a bottle, baby bottle? How do you take your soy milk?
You sound like an idiot, really, because that's all you can do is just try to insult people.
No, I didn't. I'm just curious. I'm not insulting you. I just want to know. You're obsessed with soy.
I'm concerned about our farmers here. I'm not concerned about Argentina.
So do you add your soy milk to your coffee or drink? All right. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas and annuities. There's something about Joe Thomas that Joe has mentioned a couple times when he's been on the show, but I don't know if I've talked about this. And this is another thing that is so super cool. I've had this happen with financial advisors. Any of you guys have like a stockbroker in your past, that are with these big famous companies? And sometimes when I'm talking to Joe, you'll hear me describe them as product pushers. You get a call from your financial advisor, your stockbroker. Oh yeah, man, you got to move into this. This is moving. They push you into garbage, and the reason they push you into garbage is because they get a commission on the transaction. So they want you to make these transactions all the time. So they make their money off the commissions from your transactions, and I call them product pushers, and they suck, and they destroy your portfolio. Do you know with Joe Thomas and annuities? Listen to this. The commissions are paid out not by you, but by the insurance company. By the insurance company when you go and buy an annuity. Pretty cool thing, huh? And your money's not at risk, and you're not doing these transactions all the time. It's pretty cool. Your money's safe. You'll never lose money in an annuity. And you're guaranteed an income stream for the rest of your life. Joe Thomas, he's going to be in studio tomorrow. He offers free consultations, which you can take advantage of in person at his office or over the phone and through Zoom if you're not in town. Give him a call and schedule your no-charge consultation with Jupiter Joe Thomas. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And online, jupiterjoe.com. We'll be right back. All right. I'm going to take a call or two during the break. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Why do you love Trump so much, my friend?
Because he's the greatest president this country has had in my lifetime. He puts Americans first.
Wow, man, you insult everybody. That's kind of rude, man. You feel like you're a true American insulting everybody?
Well, I don't know. Yes, I'm an American. You with this accent? Well, that's another question.
You know who you're trying to imitate? You're trying to be Trump on the show, man.
Nope.
All you need to do is the hand signals, and you're him. That's
nope.
it. You just need the hand signals.
Why do you not like Trump?
I love Trump, but you just a-hole.
Oh, you love Trump.
You know what I mean?
You love Trump. Tell me what you love about him the most.
All your viewers know you're an asshole. All your viewers know you're an asshole.
What do you love the most about Trump? You said you love him. What do you love the most about him?
That he grabs girls in the pee, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you loved him. Why are you lying to me? Why did you lie and said you love Trump?
No, you love him. Look at you.
I
look
do,
at your
yes.
Shirt. You look like a little kid.
I do love Trump. Yes, I do. As all good Americans do.
Your MAGA hat's kind of old already, man. You have the same hat for months already.
No, I haven't worn this hat in a long time. This MAGA hat, I haven't worn this hat in a long time. This hat's like new.
Insult the Muslims like you did 3 days ago. Don't act like you didn't.
Where is your accent from?
Day?
Where is your accent from?
From where Trump's wife is from USA.
Come on. This is not from the, she's not from the United States. She's not from the United States.
We know that.
Well, where are you from originally?
Let's send her back to her country.
Oh, you're embarrassed of where you're from?
Let's send her back to her country. I am closer where Trump's wife is from. Way closer. She's farther. Her country's farther.
Mexico? You're from Mexico?
Yeah, you like to profile people, Mr. Muslim, remember?
You got an accent.
Where you like to profile people?
What do you mean profile people?
Where are you from? Switzerland?
The United States. I'm a Native American from the United States. Native American.
Hey, where's your Trump hat?
I'm wearing one. It says MAGA. And it's got the president's signature on it. All right, he hung up. Oh, my goodness. Boy, oh, boy, guys. Okay, where are we? Okay, got a couple minutes. I'll take another call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Michelle the Graham, calling from New York.
Hey, Michelle, what's on your mind?
I actually am calling because I think that a lot of America is very, not misled, but uneducated.
Obviously.
Due to the fact that they don't know the three branches of the legislation, of executive and judicial. They don't know the difference. They don't know who makes the laws. They don't know how they're passed. And they don't know how they are presented to the president.
I had a guy call me earlier in the show who told me that there's 56 states in the United States. A Trump hater.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Only he must be including Canada. And
he was including Puerto Rico. He mentioned Puerto Rico.
Well, a lot of people think that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
It is part of the United States, but it's not a state.
But it's not. It's not a 56 state.
It's not a state.
I actually was calling also. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All right, go ahead.
I was also calling because a lot of people don't understand the Argentina factor, and they don't understand that the red meat, the lean meat that comes in that comes into America. We don't process lean meat. We get our lean meat from Argentina.
Yeah, well, steak is a luxury food for most people, right? I mean, I remember when I was a kid, people would eat steak once a month; they'd be happy. Now they expect to have it every day. Listen, I gotta run. I'm up against the clock, but thanks for calling. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back in about 20 seconds. All right. Boy, oh boy, the liberals are losing it today. Welcome back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Carlos, calling from Houston, Texas.
All right.
Great show.
Thank you. Speak up, Carlos from Houston.
Yes, sir. The only problem I have is that you keep promoting Marco Rubio being the third MAGA president, and I don't think Amnesty Rubio should ever get near the White House.
He doesn't support amnesty. And now, hold on, slow down. Marco Rubio, that he did over a decade ago, but Marco Rubio's the one who's behind taking out these cartel drug boats. That was Marco Rubio's idea.
That's beautiful. But a better pick for VP for J.D. Vance would be Pete Hegseth. Now that's a ticket.
Yeah, but the reason I say Marco Rubio is because J.D. Vance did an interview a couple days ago with Miranda Devine. She wrote Laptop from Hell. He said that his best friend in the administration is Marco Rubio. They have lunch once a week, and they're best friends. So, and J.D.'s Ohio, Marco's Florida. You put them together, that's it.
I just don't trust them. I can't trust Marco Rubio since
No, you can trust President. Hold on. President Trump trusts Marco Rubio.
President Trump is the greatest president.
Okay,
in this world,
so you trust Trump? If you trust Trump, right? You trust Trump, right?
I trust Trump, but I understand what you're saying. But that Marco Rubio is a snake. I've never trusted him when he joined Gang of Eight. Now the president is very forgiving. I am not.
Well, I'm going to take the endorsement from President Trump, not you, okay? And President Trump hired him.
But I'm a voter.
So you wouldn't vote? So wait a minute. You would vote for a Democrat over if Marco Rubio was running? You would.
I would sit up. If Marco Rubio was running for the White House, I would sit out the election. I am not voting
That's
for
crazy.
another rhino.
That's
Never
like
again.
he's not a rhino, and
Never again.
you would be voting for a you'd be voting for a Democrat. By not voting, you're voting for a Democrat.
A rhino is worse. A rhino is worse than a Democrat because a rhino will do it behind your back. At least the Democrat will tell you he's going to stab you in the back.
Well, I trust Donald Trump. Hey, I appreciate the call. All right, take care. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Sherry. How you doing?
All right, Sherry.
Hey, I'm listening to these callers, and they're comparing Trump or J.D. Vance. They're like, oh, he's nothing like Trump. Well, of course he's not going to be like Trump. And Trump is one of a kind.
That's right.
Trump has been around twice as long, almost, as J.D. Vance. But the key here is he's running side by side with Trump every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's got Marco Rubio, right?
Yep.
If J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio run together, nothing is going to beat that. Plus, if they hold the same cabinet as Trump.
Oh.
So the only thing that's going to change would be Trump is no longer holding office.
There will not be any president who's Republican who gets elected or gets the nomination without Trump's backing for the rest of Trump's life. Trump will always choose who the Republican nominee is and who the Republican presidents are for the rest of his life.
And I was thinking, okay, so if you have J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, let's just say J.D. Vance runs the 8 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you've got Marco Rubio who's going to step up.
Yep.
He's going to run for president.
And then have 8 years.
That's another 8 years. So we're looking at least 20 years if we do it right.
That's right.
Having a strong party in the White House and
Exactly.
maintain the House.
Exactly.
So I'm not understanding where this mindset is of these liberals. I mean,
You mean these these Republicans that are questioning Trump's picks and yeah, well, there's always going to be disruptors, they don't want, there's never going to be another Trump, okay? So, if that is your standard, we're never going to win anything.
I'm taking a look at these articles of Kamala Harris and Newsom possibly running as a pair. They don't have anybody else. That party has nobody else to run.
Oh, they got Zohan Mamdani, whose mother says he's not an American. This is amazing. His mother says he's not an American.
His mother did.
Yeah, it's in the New York Post today.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah, I missed that.
Who knows a boy better than his mom?
Yeah, and what you played yesterday when he was speaking American, there was no accent.
Oh, the accent? Oh.
Oh my gosh, that was scary.
Isn't that something? He lost his accent. Yeah. He broke his cover for a minute.
Yeah, he blew that cover of the FIFA.
And that's why we don't see his mom and father out there in New York campaigning for him, because they got that accent too. But he lost it for a second. And I'm not hating on people from India, but he's hiding his true accent. That American accent is, it's like he's an actor.
You have to ask yourself why.
He doesn't.
Why are you hiding him?
And he's got a very heavy accent. You heard it just for that 1 second in that clip with Mandy Patinkin. Maybe I'll play it again later. I'll see if I still have it. All right, I got to run. I got to run. I'm behind on our schedule, but I appreciate the call.
All right, Brian, bye-bye.
All right, okay. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. You know, it is Thursday already. Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday is a couple days away. If you're in pain, go see Dr. Appleton. Get in shape and lose that pain before the weekend begins. You know, his robotic laser not only works on every type of pain that I've ever gone in there for, and he's rid me of pain 7 times. It's so important to point out that none of the pains he's treated me for have returned, including the arthritis. When I went in there and I had this pain in my finger, I thought I had jammed it. You know, like, you know how you jam when you're playing basketball? And when Dr. Appleton examined me, he said, Brian, you have arthritis. I was like, oh. I said, Doc, I'm done. He says, no, the robotic laser can treat the arthritis. And this pain is really bad. He treated me. My arthritis pain is gone, and it has not returned. And that is some bad pain. Anyone who's suffering from arthritis, give Dr. Appleton a call. Remember, the consultation is free. So take advantage of that no-charge free consultation and let Dr. Appleton explain to you and show you what his robotic laser away pain treatment can do for you. Here's his number. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain like I've done 7 times. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710 and online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be right back. All right, we're clear. I'm going to take a call or two during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, my goodness. Which one of the previous callers was that I had a run-in with? Now, I want to take a quick break. Again, guys, go to mypillow.com. Let Mike Lindell know you're supporting his support of the program with my promo code Kane at checkout. I keep telling you guys, they're sponsoring the expansion of the show I've been doing, which is the early show, my afternoon show, weekends, and continuing during the breaks. This is the end of the second month, and they do keep track. Okay, so they're going to let me know. I'm going to find out on Monday when I get off the air. I'll find out if they're going to continue. So go to mypillow.com. Do your Christmas shopping. Great deals going on with my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queens $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
All right, now I want to play another clip. This is JD48, our second MAGA president, taking a question from a student at Ole Miss last night. Listen to this.
Mr. Vice President, I'm humbled and honored to be here. Recently, President Trump endorsed a candidate to run against Republican Representative Thomas Massie, who has opposed and criticized some of the Trump administration's aims. How would you address those who fear that principled disagreement or independent thinking is discouraged within the party because of how it can be framed as a betrayal instead of as internal accountability or an opportunity for debate and negotiation?
So it's a very good question. Let me say this one is hard for me. And the reason it's hard for me is because Thomas Massie and he's one of the first people that ever reached out to me about my book or about political office. I've known Thomas Massie well before I ever got involved in politics. Thomas's wife died well, maybe it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was a little while ago. She died very unexpectedly, was a very sweet and kind woman. And I was probably one of the first people that called Thomas to offer my condolences. I think the problem with Thomas, and I've told him this in private, and now I guess I'll say it in public, is it's one thing to disagree with the party on a particular issue. It's one thing to take to have your independent stand on a number of questions. And by the way, some of the stuff where Thomas Massie has been independent against the Republican Party, I've agreed with him with. Thomas and I worked together during 2023, where I was trying to stop the limitless flow of American money to Ukraine, and Thomas was one of the people I was working closest with it. But that's one thing. Being independent, having your own opinions is one thing. Voting against the party on every single issue, you're eventually going to make too many enemies. And that is the problem that Thomas has had. It's not one issue. It's not 3 or 4 issues. It's that every time that we've needed Thomas for a vote, he has been completely unwilling to provide it. That is why the President of the United States has trained his ire on Thomas Massie. It's because we can never count on him for some of the most difficult votes. I wish that weren't the case. I say that as somebody who's known Thomas well before I got into politics, but politics is politics. And when you always vote against the party, you can't expect the party to actually back you.
Wow, what a great answer, and pretty difficult question too. Isn't he awesome? Oh man, give me a yes or no. Are you impressed by JD last night? Were you impressed? If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. I'll go back to the calls when we get back. I'm very impressed by him. It's amazing. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We are celebrating this great event that JD48 had last night, firming up that he will be our second MAGA president. All right, to the phones we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Brian? My name is Howard. I'm calling from Sunrise, Florida.
Hey, Howard.
Listen, I just wanted to. I know it's not open mic. I don't really know. Like, I always listen to you. I just turn the radio. But all these things, all these people talking about food stamps. I got a lot of friends of mine. They're driving Lexus, Mercedes, Porsches. They're all getting food stamps. I'm doing Uber and Lyft and plasma and going out and working my butt off.
What, you're donating plasma? You're donating plasma?
Yeah, just to get by, Brian.
Wow.
Just to get by.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends, they're getting food stamps. They're buying lobster. They're buying all Halloween candy. This, that. I can't. I'm like lost in the sauce. I don't even know what happened to me.
Well, there's a lot of people that know how to scam the system. How much do you get paid for blood plasma donations?
Well, if you go to it's $100. You can get up to, but I do it all the time, and my veins are
how you don't do it all the time? Come on. How often do you donate?
I'm sorry?
How often do you donate?
Twice a week, sir.
Can you donate blood plasma twice a week? Wouldn't you be dead?
No, I do it twice a week. I'm not on food stamps. Everybody.
I don't know about that. Can you donate blood plasma twice a week? I've never heard that before, Howard. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but that seems a bit all right, you can. They're telling me, yes, you can? Oh, my goodness.
Yes. I'll give you the rundown. It's 48 hours. After you donate, you can donate 48 hours.
So, I mean, let me ask you, so you get paid $100 every time?
No. When you first sign up to a new plasma place, they give you an incentive, and you can make up to $100 each donation.
Okay, so you do that like 4 times a month. So that's like okay, and you do what? You do Uber and stuff?
I do Uber, I do Lyft, I do plasma, I do surveys, and my friends, and they're my friends, they're driving in Porsches, Lexus, they're all getting food
Well, can't
stamps.
one of your friends help
They're-
you get a
they're-
better paying job? If you got all these friends with Porsches, why don't any of them help you get a better job that pays a
because
better
I don't
wage?
want to be like I don't want to be like them.
Oh, so you're okay. So this is your choice to live this way. You kind of like to be on your own. You want to be kind of like you're like, you know what? Don't take this the wrong way, okay? Don't take this the wrong way. But you're kind of like a hobo.
Hello?
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way. But you're kind of like a hobo.
Well, I'm not a hobo. I live in $1 million house that's paid off.
How do you live in $1 million house, but you're donating blood plasma to make money?
Well, well, to be honest with you, my girlfriend owns the house, and she's divorced, and I've been.
Okay,
I've
so
been
you
with
got
her
a
20
sugar
years.
mama. You got a sugar mama.
Well, not really.
Yeah,
I've been with her 20 years.
so you're a hobo / gigolo.
Brian, I love you. Listen, I met you at Tires Plus. You were helping your daughter out.
No, you
to
met
go to
me at you. No.
California.
You didn't meet me at Tires Plus. You met me at Friendly Tire.
Oh, Friendly Tire. Yeah.
If you're gonna help with the
I get it
commercials,
wrong.
you got to get the name of the
No,
place right.
no, I know. I love you. I love
So
you.
so
Well,
wait a
listen,
minute. How old's your girl? How old are you?
I'm 55.
How old's your girlfriend?
65.
65?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're a gigolo. She's an old lady.
No, because
She's an old lady.
because,
You're
you know what,
55 and your girlfriend lives in $1 million home that you live at and she's 65. So you're a gigolo.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I mean,
I
you
try to
do
find
you
stuff.
you get
I'm
to
gonna-
live there in exchange for being her companion.
Yes.
Okay, you're a gigolo, which is a nice way of saying you're kind of like I mean, life's tough. You're selling your plasma. You're a prostitute. You know.
Not really. We don't even have sex. Listen, I've been with her 25 years.
Okay.
Listen.
And you don't
I
have
was making
sex?
150,000.
What do you,
I'm
let me
sorry?
ask you, what do you bring to the relationship? She lives in $1 million house. What do you bring to the relationship?
My presence.
You said you don't have sex. You have no money.
I said my presence. My presence.
Your presence? I bet her kids hate you.
Well, they're all older and they moved out. They're not basement babies.
But I bet they hate
You
you.
know, no, they don't hate me. They love me. Listen, I was
Hold on a
working
second.
at-
Their mother lives in $1 million house, and they've got. You ever heard of Dirty John?
Yes.
Okay, so their mom lives in $1 million house, and a younger man, Dirty John, is living there. The kids don't like you, and they you know, they don't like you. Are you okay?
Yeah, are you there?
I'm here. I remember you. We met.
I'm on
You're the
my
guy. You're the guy that I met that was drunk at Wings Plus years ago. You were totally smashed at Wings Plus, right? That was you.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
you. How could I forget you? You were so drunk. And then we met a while back, I remember, at Friendly Tire. Yeah. If this were any other caller, I would say you were full of it. But I know you because I met you twice. One time you were drunk, and then the time at Friendly Tire. You know, and so I know you're telling the truth.
Yeah, you know what? I love you guys. I love listening to this station. If I didn't have this station, I probably would have ended my life a long time
Oh
ago.
well, I'm
You guys
glad.
give
I'm
me
glad
a-
we could help. I'm glad we could help. All right, appreciate the
you're
call,
ringing.
Howard. Appreciate the call. He was on one of my I was live streaming, and we had an appearance. Steve and I, we had an appearance at Wings Plus. I can't remember what it was for. It was at night, and I was leaving, and I was still live streaming. And Howard there came out to the parking lot. he is as drunk as a man could possibly be and still be standing up on 2 feet saying really crazy things to me that were on the live. Any of you guys remember that? How can I forget? Everything he said is true. I promise you, having met him twice. All right. On that note, let me talk about the new offer from Sloman's Home Security, because this is amazing. Sloman's Home Security is offering a free home security system with free professional installation and 24/7 central station monitoring for just $24.95 a month for 5 years. All you got to do is give them a call, 833-283-5050, 833-283-5050. It's just $24.95 per month. Your home will be secure. This is a very limited time offer. Your Sloman's Home Security System includes a touchscreen keypad, 3 door or window sensors, a motion detector, notifications, and remote keypad access. You can check in anytime from anywhere. It's an absolutely amazing deal. Give them a call for your free home security system and professional installation right now. Sloman's Home Security, by the way, protects families just like yours nationwide. So wherever you are, give them a call, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. We'll be right back. Oh, my goodness. Do any of you remember that? That live stream was on Periscope. Back in the Periscope days. Okay. Hold on. I gotta queue a couple things up I want to play. Let me get back. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm queuing things up for the next segment or two. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. There's one soundbite I'm really looking for. Oh, yes, okay.
He has this.
What is the name of Hassan Piker's uncle from the Young Turks? That is it Chint? How do you say that Uyghur's name? I can't remember how you say his name. Chint, the fat guy. If you're new, make sure you guys subscribe, guys. Okay. Back in less than 30 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
4 more years, stuff to steal.
Yes, oh my goodness, again. So back to JD Vance, he's so good. He's just so good, guys. He did this incredible interview with Miranda Devine. And it was a great interview that he did with Miranda Devine. And he dropped a few things. But this one here was really impressive to me. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll get to the calls in a bit. I want to play these clips before we get to the top. When President Trump first ran for president, and he came down the escalator and he would do these interviews, one of the things that impressed me so much about him, that continues even until this day, no matter what obscure thing is going on in the news, he knows about it. You know, there could be a story about a little old lady in Biloxi, Mississippi, who had a fender bender. It's in the news. He knows about it. He'll do an interview and reference it. You know what I'm talking about? J.D. Vance did a sit-down interview with Miranda Devine, who has a very good podcast put out by the New York Post. It's called Pod Force One. Pod Force One, like Air Force One. It's Miranda Devine's New York Post podcast. It's very, very good. And she's very, very good. I love Miranda Devine. Her book, Laptop from Hell, is one of the most amazing political books ever written, and everybody should get the audiobook. Get the audiobook. It'll blow your mind. She's very good. And she did this great interview with JD, and I saw this clip from it that I'm about to share with you. When I first saw this, I thought it was AI. I thought there's no way. There's been an online scandal on social media going on the last couple of weeks about a liberal lunatic who has he's a Twitch streamer. He's on YouTube. His name's Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker. He's the nephew of that fat guy from the Young Turks, that Chint Uygur guy. You guys familiar with Chint Uygur? Is that how you say his name? He's his nephew. He's Muslim and has said just terrible things about MAGA and Trump and others. Hassan Piker. And he had an incident a couple weeks back. He live streams like I do on Twitch and stuff. And he talks about politics. And he has a dog. And his dog sometimes is in the background. And his dog was walking around bugging him. And he pushed a button. And you heard the dog whimper. And then the dog lay down. And he's been attacked for the last couple of weeks for good reason from people who say that they believe he has a shock collar on his dog, which is animal cruelty in this country. I don't know about in the Chint Uygur family, but it's animal cruelty, and it's really bad, and it's sad. And I won't watch him. I didn't watch him much before, but I'd watch some of his left-wing clips from time to time. I don't watch him anymore because of that. When people do things that's mean to animals, I'm done with them. I don't even go and watch movies about animals because it's always sad. It's pretty bad. So anyway, I saw this clip. Miranda Devine asked J.D. Vance, JD48, our second MAGA president, asked J.D. Vance about it, and he talks about it. I'm going to play it for you. And when I first saw this yesterday, I thought, this is AI. There's no way that J.D. Vance is talking about Hassan Piker and the shock collar on the dog. But sure enough, he was. And I'm assuming this means Kristi Noem won't be his running mate.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
Okay, before I get to this. You know, JD, remember he takes his dog around on trips, had him on the campaign trail? So that's what she's talking about.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hassan.
Not like Hassan Piker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So it's one of the ways, we really sort of test people is if Atlas responds well to them. If they like Atlas, we know they're good people. But you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
Wow. So, I mean, not only is he down with that whole Hassan Piker incident, he knows everything about it. I was shocked. So he's down with everything that's going on in the news, just like Trump. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. My name is Mark. I'm from New York. How you doing today?
All right, Mark.
Hey, why aren't you talking about the important things, like Johnson keeping the government closed until January now? That's crazy, right? How's that helping anyone?
Who's keeping the government closed?
Johnson, he said he's not going to reopen until January now.
I'm not familiar with Senator Johnson.
Oh my gosh, Speaker Johnson. I honestly, I don't understand how you
Speaker
make it
Johnson.
through the day.
See, the budget holdup is in the Senate, not the House.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that,
Oh, you didn't know. Okay, now that you didn't know. Okay, so, anything that you do know that's relevant?
Yeah, he said that he was going to keep it closed till January.
No, it's not.
How is that
He's
helping
not in the Senate. He's the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And he's a House member from Louisiana. He has no power over the Senate.
It doesn't change what I just said.
It changes everything you just said.
Well, why don't we? So Senator Hawley, I know he's a senator. He introduced a bill.
Don't try to do damage control. Don't try to do damage control. I know you got to feel stupid. You thought you had me on something, and you had yourself. I'd feel stupid if I were you.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry that I didn't.
Don't be sorry, but I mean,
legislative.
Well, don't attack people for things you don't understand. Do you have anything that you understand that you would like to discuss that I brought up today?
Yes, he said he's not reopening until
he has no control over the Senate. It's the Schumer shutdown. It's in the Senate.
He gets to introduce bills. You know
not in the Senate. Not in the Senate.
No, okay, in the House.
But the budget's holed up. It's holed up in the Senate.
But he controls it.
No, it's held up in the Senate. No, he doesn't. Oh my goodness.
Well, it starts in the House, then it goes to the Senate.
I've really talked to some. Right? I've really talked to some dummies today. But the guy that thought there were 56 states, and now you. All right, take care. I thought people in New York were sharper than that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Jessica. Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
All right, Jessica.
Listen, these people, these Democrats are out of their mind. I mean, since 6 o'clock they've been calling you, and they make no sense at all.
No, one's dumber than the next.
It is incredible. I mean, why are they trying to blame Republicans for the Senate not passing the budget?
By the way, I didn't want to make Howard feel too bad, but how good of a girlfriend does he have? She lives in $1 million house, and he's out there selling his blood plasma to have money. Yeah. I mean, what kind of girlfriend does he have?
I don't know, but let me tell you. Let me speak to you. Let me give you my opinion about J.D. Vance.
Yes.
I love him. I liked J.D. Vance since the beginning that President Trump picked him as VP. Guess why? Because I used to follow almost daily Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk's podcast and Charlie Kirk's program in YouTube.
Yes.
And Charlie Kirk loved him from the beginning. I mean, Charlie Kirk will go Google caca over J.D. Vance.
And
so
Don
Charlie
Jr.
Kirk,
too. And Don Jr. too.
Yes. And Charlie Kirk, I mean, he spoke so highly of this guy that when it was, publicized that President Trump picked him, I'm like, okay, I'm all for J.D. Vance. I think he will be a great, great MAGA president.
Mm-hmm.
He will be the second MAGA president that we will have. And I believe that he will pick Marco Rubio as his VP.
Absolutely.
You know why? Because he's going to go against Newsom, the
Newsom, yes,
from California.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's going to be a great election.
Absolutely.
And I know that we're
listen,
going
I'm out of time for the hour. I gotta run, but I appreciate the call. Yeah, absolutely. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back with your calls and much more right after this. All right. All right, let me take a call or two during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's George from Albany, New York.
Hey, George, what's up?
Listen, I'm kind of short on time, but I'll make this quick. This business about people disappearing, this business about ICE going and scooping people up, I am encountering consistently foreign-born people, younger foreign-born people, younger than me, in different places where I patron. They've been there for a few years. They're not going anywhere. ICE isn't coming after anybody that's not here legally and rightfully.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully. Yeah. A good point. You made a good point.
I'm sick of the news and I'm sick of the media. I'm sick of the people, like one of your callers saying people are disappearing. They are. I haven't seen anybody disappear. The only people that are being removed from this country are the people that shouldn't be there. People that are here legally.
Lincoln Riley was disappeared when that illegal dreamer took her life.
These people, what's the insanity with these folks that want to defend this? That want to defend people being here illegally? They just.
You know what it is? It's their slave labor. You know, they don't want to lose their slaves. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
People are good, man. Hey, listen, take care.
All right, you too. All right. Okay, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to be back in less than 2 minutes. And remember, go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code Kane at checkout.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
All right, yeah, guys, make sure you go do your Christmas shopping and let Mike Lindell know that you're supporting him by using my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. So they'll continue their sponsorship into November, which will be our third month of their support of the expansion of the program. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number, if you want to call in, is toll-free. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Less than an hour to go. All right, the third hour has begun. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Before we go back to the calls, and I got a lot more to share that I haven't even touched on yet, I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. You know, Saturday is the 1st of November. It is holiday season time, and you've got Thanksgiving and Christmas parties and Hanukkah and work Christmas parties. You know, you want to look good. This is the time of year that you run into people that you only see once a year or maybe every 5, 10, or even 20 years. You want to lose that weight, and you can do it. I lost over 30 pounds in the over 25 pounds in the first month, lost over 35 pounds total, and I lost the 25 pounds in 3 weeks. Without exercise, without any shots, without any injections, without starving myself, and without eating foods I wouldn't normally eat. It's amazing. Coastal Weight Loss Secret works. My results are typical. You know, and that without shots or the medications too. Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day, a friend of mine, and they were telling me that they know someone that got those shots and they look like they've been in a concentration camp. And I asked him, I say, are they MAGA? And he said, yeah, you know, it amazes me people do those things, right? You can tell when people, they don't look natural. You want to look like me, great. I lost the weight, I look great. I'm wearing a pair of jeans that I have not been able to wear in years. They're very old. They're in the back of my closet, and they're like brand new because they haven't been worn in years. Tell you the truth, when I bought them, they were too small. And now I got to wear a belt to hold them up. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call and schedule your no-charge consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300 and online, coastalweightlossecret.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Sean from Massachusetts.
Hey, John, what's up?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Unbelievable what J.D. Vance last night. I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, Sean, this guy is going to be the next MAGA president. And I'm thinking, the way he articulates, it's not just factual, but he's like got wisdom in the way he speaks.
Absolutely.
Like way beyond here. It's like he's speaking like a philosopher the way he does it. And he has such heartfelt and everything he says, and that's what's amazing, is his emotion, how he emotes, and that's what we need to see in our next president. And as far as this Hassan Piker character, I've seen this guy before. Yeah, he is a pretty evil man. And I watched a debate, a robust debate he had with Charlie Kirk on stage. This was a while back at I don't know if it was a Turning Point event.
Yep.
And Uncle Cenk Uygur right in the front row. And he was just like, harassing Charlie because he was losing the debate to Charlie. Charlie was wrecking him. And
well, I saw that video that JD was talking about with the shock collar on the dog. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
It's horrible.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah, there was watching that. He's not a. He's definitely the man is resentful.
Well, you know what it is I don't know too much about. I mean, I know who he is, and I know who his uncle is, and I know he's a liberal jerk. But he's not like American in his heart and mind, and he's just from a different culture, and they don't treat dogs like Americans.
That's right. It reflects on he takes that with him, and there's no assimilation, and he's
and in the same breath, I bet you the guy with the shock collar on his dog, this liberal jerk, I bet you he thinks that we're abusing the illegals by deporting them to their home countries, but he's doing that to a dog.
Yeah.
All right, hey, listen, I got to run. Appreciate the call. So I got some more audio I want to play from JD48. This is another clip, Miranda Devine's interview with JD this week on her podcast, Podforce One. And she talks to JD Vance about the second MAGA vice president, Marco Rubio.
The president doesn't mention who will be running for president and who vice president. Now, everyone assumes it would be you, but Marco Rubio is 13 years older. He's run for president before. Would there be any tension there?
First of all, no, there's not going to be any tension. Marco is my best friend in the administration. He and I work a lot together.
Right.
And we really do, I think, a lot of the good work that we've been able to do as an administration is because we're all able to work together. And again, this is why I say worrying too much about the politics actually, I think, makes you worse at the job that you have. I never want to wake up. And so far, I've never woken up and thought to myself, how do I make myself president of the United States? What I wake up and think to myself is, how do I do a good job as vice president? And I think Marco Rubio asks himself, how do I do a good job as Secretary of State? And that should be the question that each of us keeps on asking ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, just spectacular answers. I was just so blown away by everything JD said, both at Turning Point and in this Miranda Devine interview. A couple more clips I have from the interview. Oh, yes. Of course, JD48, as I'm calling him, he's from Ohio, like I am, and Springfield, Ohio. We haven't heard about remember the illegals that they transported to Springfield, Ohio. He talks about this to Miranda Devine.
Why 60% of illegal alien households are benefiting from our welfare programs. That's how you bankrupt this country and destroy those programs for the people who actually need it.
And that's how they can afford to take slave labor wages. Exactly. Because they're subsidized. The taxpayers subsidizing.
This is such an important point, Miranda, and it's something people don't appreciate. And by the way, they're willing to accept a standard of living that most Americans won't accept and shouldn't have to accept. And this was, if you remember, the big controversy about all of the migrants who came into Haiti 20,000 immigrants, Haitian migrants in a town of 40,000 people. So you blink your eyes in Springfield, Ohio, and you wake up and literally a third of the population of your town is now Haitian immigrants.
And eating cats and dogs.
Eating cats and dogs. Now, Biden paroled those immigrants. And what did that mean? Those immigrants were now able, even if they didn't have kids, all of them were able to access housing benefits. So I would talk to constituents in Springfield, Ohio. This is when I was still a senator. This was before I was the vice presidential nominee. And here's the situation they would describe to me that happened in Springfield, Ohio. So you're a landlord and you're renting, let's say, a 3-bedroom house to a family of 4, family of 5. Okay. They're paying, let's say, $1,000 a month a couple of years ago in Springfield, Ohio to rent that house. Now, all of a sudden, 4 families of Haitian migrants come in, each of them getting $1,000 per family, and they're willing to put 20 people into a 3-bedroom house. So what does that do? That prices all of the American citizens out of those houses. Right. That drives up the rents for everybody because now you have...
See, I mean, this is amazing. This interview, I mean, he's great. I mean, he's given all the right answers on everything, and there's no wishy-washiness. He's saying it like it is. I mean, he's very plain. He is 100% MAGA.
A 3-bedroom house that you can rent for $4,000 a month or $3,000 a month instead of $1,000 a month. That completely destroys the ability of Americans to live the American dream. And that's what those open borders did.
And creates division and hatred.
And of course it does. But how could it not create division? I mean, let's say you're living in a house and your neighbors move out. We can hear Atlas shaking outside. He must have just come in from outside. But you have, let's say, a family of 5 that you've known for 5 years, 10 years, moves out of a house, is actually evicted from the house because there are people who are going to pay more for rent. And then what happens is 20 people move into a 3-bedroom house. 20 people from a totally different culture, totally different ways of interacting. Again, we can respect their dignity while also being angry at the Biden administration for letting that situation happen and recognizing that their next door neighbors are going to say, well, wait a second, what is going on here? I don't know these people. They don't speak the same language that I do. And because there are 20 in the house next door, it's a little bit rowdier than it was when there was just a family of 4, a family of 5. It is totally reasonable and acceptable for American citizens to look at their next door neighbors and say, I want to live next to people who I have something in common with. I don't want to live next to 4 families of strangers. And the fact that we had an immigration system that actually promoted that division is a real disgrace of the Biden administration.
Okay, so here you have JD. What he's doing here is absolutely amazing. He's standing up and defending the residents of Springfield, Ohio, against this migrant invasion that has disappeared from the news with no apologies, no wishy-washiness. This is great. I mean, you should try to catch the whole interview if you can. If you're on hold, stand by. If you would like to call in, the number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you are tuned in from. I have been monitoring. If the president were to have a press conference this morning, unscheduled on Air Force One, I will carry it. But he has not had one yet, one of those gaggles and all of that. I will carry it if he does that, but it has not happened yet. And it may not happen. There may be a press conference later today. He's on the plane back from China. All right, let's take our first break of the final hour of the Thursday morning edition of Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, and we'll be right back. Hey, it's Brian. I'm going to put you on hold. It's going to be a couple minutes. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, stand by. We got 10 seconds, Ian, so hang in there.
Okay.
All right. All right, we are back. I'm Brian, the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. The countdown has begun. We're just, I don't know, like a little more than 4 months. Ian from Cruise at Travel Depot, how long until our 10th annual MAGA cruise?
I think it's less than 150 days now.
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. This is, I was telling Ian yesterday, we were talking yesterday after the show, and I am so excited about this cruise because, well, not only because it's our 10th annual MAGA cruise, and that's an amazing number. The first cruise we did was a long weekend cruise, and then we went for the full weeks ever since, and it's just so exciting, and we've got a lot of things planned on our sea days that we've never done before. We've got shore excursions that Ian's finalizing that are just going to be lifelong memory events for all of you out there. And there's so many great things I want to talk about, and I was explaining yesterday to someone, Ian, that, our MAGA family and MAGA group that grows every year, what it really is, we're a MAGA rally, a Trump rally at sea is kind of what we are. And we're having a good time together all weekend long.
Yeah, I remember last time when we were on the magic carpet, we basically took that whole place over.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
We were there for almost 2 hours.
Exactly.
The drinks were flowing. There were different conversations, going everywhere. It was awesome.
And make sure you bring your MAGA gear, because we wear our MAGA gear on the ship and on our excursions, and everybody that's not in our group, they know who we are right away. The MAGA people, and we have a great time. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things, though, in particular, okay? We're just a couple of days away from November, and when November comes around, you're going to start seeing, not just with Celebrity, our cruise line, but all the cruise lines, they start advertising these Black Friday events. And Ian, you were able to get us this incredibly low group rate where if you go with our group, you're actually paying 2019 prices on the cruise for a cruise that sails in March 2026. But when those Black Friday specials kick in, we lose our group rate, Ian, right?
Yeah, we're going to lose our group rates the week before. I've got a few left. I think I've got 5 left, something like that.
Yeah.
But Black Friday is going to be a great opportunity for people to book their premium drink upgrades, the Starlink internet upgrades, and any of the other add-ons that people want.
That's right.
I think, yeah, I mean, the premium upgrade is so worth it, especially when it's 40% off.
Yeah, I do it, and I get when you call in and he gives you a price, it includes so much, including the drink package, but it's not the premium drink package. So I always upgrade to the premium drink package. And surprisingly, what I learned is some cruise lines, when you have a drink package, they limit the number of drinks you can have a day. Not Celebrity.
Absolutely. No, not Celebrity. And look, the classic package is fine for a lot of people. I mean, Absolute vodka, nothing, like rot gut.
No.
No. Nothing that's going to give you a hangover the next day. But for that little extra bit, the Evian water, the San Pellegrino, to me, that's worth $6-7 a day.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good deal. The price that Ian quotes you, though, includes everything. The what's the name of the drink package? The basic or what?
The classic beverage.
The classic beverage package. It includes your passage. It includes the taxes and port fees and all that stuff when he quotes you the price. But our 2019 pricing will disappear a week before the Black Friday specials kick in. So you want to call in and set that up. Please do that. This is going to be a great cruise, and I want everybody to pay as little as possible. The other thing is, a lot of our people come from out of town and out of state. We have people that come from all over the country each and every year on this cruise. And Ian, when people are traveling, you can actually help them with the airfare and even the transportation from the airport to the ship. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Correct. So Celebrity has transfer services from, 2 of the major South Florida airports. Also, our people tend to come in a day before, hang out in Fort Lauderdale Beach, Miami Beach, and then, they'll either take a transfer, an Uber. That's the nice thing about our cruise ports are really accessible. When you fly into Fort Lauderdale, I mean, you can see the ships from the airport.
That's right.
It's straight down 595. Same thing goes with Miami. It's a straight shot from Miami International to the cruise port. You take the 836 all the way over.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
Yeah.
And we can help. And Celebrity has an air service, but sometimes it's not the best deal. So we can help mitigate that.
Yeah,
Make sure people get the best price.
And what you'll find with Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot is a concierge travel agency. Okay, Ian, it's Ian, and it's his company, and it's a concierge service. So you get very well taken care of. But those of you that are coming from out of town, Ian will get you a great deal on a hotel if you want to stay after sometimes we have listeners that stay after, some come in early, or you can come in day of. He can help you with the airfare and get the transportation from the airport to the ship too. I'm going to give your number out, Ian, now. I've been talking so much. I've got 36 minutes left. It's going to be a long, you want to stay with me for 36 minutes? Excuse me, guys, we're live. I'm going to give you Ian's number. I just took a swig of caffeine, so I'll be dehydrated even more. That'll help my voice. If you get Ian's voicemail, leave your name and number, okay? He will call you back because he could be on the phone with another listener booking. So the number is 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. That's 561-244-5779. All right, Ian. Let me tell you this. You've got to book through Ian to be in our group, okay? If you don't book with Ian, you can't be in our group. I don't know if I've mentioned that for a while, but sometimes we get these stowaways. No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so to
stowaways who, I booked 3 months ago. Can I have the schedule?
No. You got to book through Ian to join our group and partake in the activities. All right, Ian, we'll talk soon.
Take care, Ryan.
All right, take care. I'm going to take a call or two, but it's going to be a short segment because I'm dehydrated and choking to death and got to get some water. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bob from Stuart, Florida.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So I was just wondering if I've heard a couple of people mention I think you were joking about it, about when Trump said they're eating the dogs and they're eating the cats. I don't understand how people don't know that that's actually an actual thing. So I'm 65. So back in the 70s, when kids would come into school from other countries, you would hear it over the loudspeaker with the following people report for orientation. They taught them about our customs, what's frowned upon, what the laws are, et cetera, et cetera. And you would occasionally see things like, I went over a kid's house, family was from Italy, they were new. The grandpa had birds on the counter that he caught in the backyard. I mean,
well, yeah, like when I was a kid.
It was
finish up.
It was in 2017. There was an actual bill in the country that Trump signed into law that passed, I think, 80-11 or something like that. 11 people went against it, saying you can't eat dogs and cats in the United States. Kamala Harris signed it.
Yeah, and she
voted.
And for those of you, out there that think it's crazy, like when I was a kid in the 70s, we had a lot of refugees from Vietnam. And what I learned as a kid, people from a lot of third world countries around the world, they don't look at dogs and cats the way that we Americans treat dogs and cats like people. Okay, and obviously Kristi Noem's not going to be JD's running mate, all right, with Puppygate, but but yeah, it's a real thing. And this Hassan Piker shocking the dog, I mean, that was awful, just awful.
But it was that, and it was just the way that they all. And I know this is old news, but it was just the way everybody just thought. Oh, Trump's crazy. He thinks they're eating the dogs and the cats. They do.
Yeah, and this thing in Springfield, when this was going on during the campaign, I was getting calls from people in Springfield, Ohio, on the air telling me about this and cats missing and such. And then they stopped calling because they got scared. You know what they do? They intimidate you. They call them racist. You know what I mean? They
right.
And it's and JD Vance even referenced it when he was talking to Miranda Devine.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, good show this morning. I happen to be late from work.
Well,
I'm a conservative and I have a job.
Well, in MAGA Martin County, too.
All right, brother.
All right, take care. Take care. You ever hear a liberal say they got to go because they're going to be late for work? I don't think I've ever had a liberal caller say that. All right, we are going to take our break, and I'm going to wet my whistle during the break so I can get through the last 32 minutes of the program. My name is Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this. I got to get some water, guys. Yeah, this is a video from one of our cruises I put together. We have a great time, you can see. That's Ian I'm with there. Oh, a rough day. A sneezing attack. My throat. Because you have a great time. This is one of our catamaran trips. Late night dinner. Thank you for the bless yous. Fill up the lines to get me through because my voice is not doing well. That's the magic carpet he was talking about. Off the side of the ship. We have a party out there. I think that's the ship we're going to be on, the Beyond. So join us. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. Less than a minute, we'll be back. Yeah, fill up my lines, guys, because talking is going to be a little tough. Thank you for the bless yous. Greatly appreciated. I drank too much coffee and I dehydrated myself. I didn't have any water this morning. Like an idiot. It's a lot of fun. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I'm kind of hydrated. I'm hydrating. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Oh, hey, Renee.
Hey, so, yeah, I heard you trying to castigate Cenk Uygur's nephew.
Yeah, hold on a second here. It's not just me. Everyone has been talking about him with the shock collar on the dog.
Yeah, I know, and you guys love that. But I just wanted to remind your racist audience that after you people caught Nat Turner, you cut him up and ate him. So if anybody's going to talk about savages, I think you got to look in the mirror.
So let me get this straight, because this is an interesting thing. You believe that white people today are responsible for every horrific thing that white people did in the past?
Oh, wait a minute. Why are you trying to pass the buck?
Well, no, because it makes me wonder, does that mean Mamdani is responsible for 9/11 since those were Muslims and he's Muslim?
Wait a minute. Don't try to pivot.
No, I'm just trying to see this. You're saying that white people are responsible for things that happened 170 years ago that white people did. So are black people responsible for every black crime? Are Muslims responsible for all terrorism that's committed by how does this work? This bizarre thing that you have going on.
People that cut up Nat Turner.
Nat Turner. All right, come on, get off the phone. He's back to the same thing. You didn't think that too far ahead. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, it's JJ from Mass.
Oh, hey, JJ. Yeah, this is going to be the next 26 minutes are going to be great. I've had so much coffee, my body is like totally dried out. It's like I'm like.
I saw you got a big glass of water. I was going to say I was going to ask you if you wanted a number two. You want a number two?
What's a number two?
From the show this morning, from earlier. You want a number two? Remember the lady?
I have
from McDonald's?
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm sorry. That was like 3 hours ago.
Yes. Well, that woman's a star. Obviously, you can't play that on radio, but that I was
let me tell people what it is. I do a pre-show on YouTube before the radio show begins. And language is not an issue then, like it is when we're on the radio. And there's an African-American woman put a video up online. She went to a McDonald's, and she ended up calling ICE on all the employees, including the managers at the McDonald's. And it was unbelievable. She uses some salty language that I can't play on the air.
Yeah, she was. To me, that woman's a star. That in the language, she seems somewhat. She's very calm, very demure, and then bang, the language. It was.
If you ever when black women go off, it's epic. That's why I used to watch with my wife the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't like the Real Housewives shows, but the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where that's where. Hold on, let me answer these lines. Okay, are you back with us? Oh no, I got my lines mixed up. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is where you get the black women going after each other, but it's hilarious. That woman from the McDonald's and ICE. I mean, I can't even begin to describe it. But if you go watch me on YouTube, you guys can go and watch it.
Yeah, you can go back after the show, go back and see it, because it's pretty salty, but it's just she basically expresses the feelings of normal Americans.
That's
in
right.
that short video. It's the way we all feel, pretty much. You get your Jeopardy callers, Brian, the smart. You get your Jerry Springer callers today, and I think Springer's had. I think they all started drinking a little bit early. You got the one guy that called in. Actually, several. You got the illegal alien due process grift still going on, which drives me crazy. Disappear. When somebody breaks into your house, Brian, you call the police, and you know what happens? They disappear from your house. They bring them, put them into the criminal justice system. And when people break into our country, those immigrants who are illegal for doing that, they end up in the immigrant justice system. They disappear. Yeah. They disappear right in front of a judge in an Article 2 court. They all get their due process.
Yep.
And then 90+%, if not 95, they end up getting sent back to their home.
Well, the due process for an illegal is different than you or I if you or I get into a DUI or something. It's not the same process.
Yeah, you go before an Article 2 judge. You don't go in front of an Article 3 judicial branch.
So what do you think about J.D. Vance? Did he not do an incredible job at Turning Point?
He did a great job. He is. Listen, he's going to grow on people. He's going to grow. He's going to grow on people because he's very calm. And he like with with Piker, that he knew that.
Hassan Piker.
And the Piker kid. I wanted to get real uncivilized with that kid when the dog yelped and cried. I wanted to hurt that kid
we don't want to hurt people, but I'll tell you what, I'll never watch him again. And I used to watch him. I didn't watch his show, but I would get a clip or two to play. And once somebody does something to an animal, that's it. That's why Kristi Noem's and such. As much as we love her, she'll probably never be president.
Yes.
Because
JD took a lot of good questions. He answered. He just showcased he's normal. He's just another normal, good Christian talking about his wife. Hoping,
that's true, but it's more than that. He has the ability. You know what? He's charming. To be president, you have to be charming. And they're all, even Obama, when he was charming. I know he's a jerk, and we all say that, but you have to be charming, and he has the ability, and I know to take people that don't like him and have them laughing. When he took questions at Turning Point, some of them were really after him. He turned them all around. When he had the press conference at the White House, he had the Trump-hating White House press corps laughing at his jokes. He's very good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
The one woman who asked the question, Brian, about immigration, she was going on and on about immigration, and you sold us a dream, and he basically, then she interrupted him a little bit, and he just said, well, after I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer your 18 questions or your 13 questions. She just kept going on and on, talking about immigration. And,
he got a question. What J.D. Vance did, I played a lot of these earlier. But he did what Charlie Kirk did. He took questions from the students randomly. And some of them were hating on him. And one of them was a Indian girl, from India, not like an American Indian. And she was under the impression that Usha Vance, his wife, is some type of, prisoner. And she's not Christian, and she's Hindi or Hindu, whatever it is. and and went after JD Vance because he's Christian, and he filleted her, and she was you could see her body. She was so fuming at his answer because he was so good.
The thing is, the truth, the truth always wins, and you may disagree on certain, like when he talked about abortion and certain things, and it was just he's relatable to the kids. I think he's going to, quite frankly, if he ends up, with him and Marco, to me, that's kind of like Dream Team, 2.0, especially if those two with the cabinet, but it's so early. We're not even a year in yet. And quite frankly, I think having Trump run again, I would love to vote for him again, but you know what? From what he's done right now in these first 9-10 months, Brian, by the time we get, to the end of his term, the world, things are changing so much right now. He may, maybe he just is going to want to go play golf. He's doing such a fabulous job,
Yeah, but he's doing so. I'm looking.
We may not. We're going to have to continue it. And I think that JD and Marco, that's a good.
Well, listen, I'm gonna move on, and I appreciate it. You got me through enough to be hydrated for the next 18 minutes. Because I was having a tough time there. When I was talking to Ian, I was like, there was no water left in my body. Okay, it was like that episode of the original Star Trek, The Man Trap. You ever see that? I saw there's an amazing new poll out of New York State. Elise Stefanik is doing very well in the polls. She listen to this. Republicans may have, this is in the National Pulse, which is a very good online publication. Republicans may have a rare opportunity to win the New York gubernatorial race, according to a new poll from the Manhattan Institute. The survey found Elise Stefanik leading Kathy Hochul by 1 point, 43-42. Now, it's just 1 point, but she's ahead, and they haven't had a Republican governor like in 20-plus years. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And if Zohan wins in the city and we get it's going to be a disaster for New York. And we have two solid blue states that in the next presidential election or two are in play to go Republican, New York and California. And it's happening all over the place. Now, yesterday we had in studio Tom. He's the founder of Life Imaging FLA. And, it's Sudden Cardiac Arrest Month. Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. It's not sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I've got like a quarter ounce of water in my body. So bear with me because you need the moisture more than just to talk. You need it to think too. So my brain's dry, but that's okay. We'll get through it. The show must go on. It's Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. And that's why we had Tom in from Life Imaging FLA. And he was telling me they had one guy that came in and got the same scan I did, the heart and whole body scan. And he was a cardiac doctor. And he had massive blockage, but he had no symptoms. And he would know because he's a cardiac doctor. And the night before, because I took my blood pressure the day before I went over, and my blood pressure was normal. And I was reading online, and now I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice, but I read online, for whatever that means. And it said oftentimes people that have blockage and plaque buildup, their blood pressure is fine, that their body adjusts to it. And I was like, oh my goodness, But not only when you get the scan, the heart scan and the body scan, if you're lucky like me, you get peace of mind. You don't have any cancers, and you don't have any blockage or plaque buildup. But sadly, people do have these problems, and the good news is they find out for the first time when they get that free heart scan that you can get from Life Imaging FLA. Give them a call for your free heart scan right now with just a few minimum requirements. That's valued at $699. From your cell phone, just call pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Pound 250 and say free heart scan. Remember, they have locations in Broward, Miami, and Palm Beach County. Pound 250 and say free heart scan. We'll be back with the Gold Report. boy. Hey there. Hold on. Oh, perfect today. Great. I can hear you fine. Hold on. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. Hold on. All right, we're back, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Thursday edition of the Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Metal's still working sideways to slightly lower throughout this week, kind of giving us some buying opportunity and also working off what was a very overbought scenario for gold as it reached up towards the $4,400 number. And then came back down dramatically this week, hitting a low of $3,886. Overnight, we saw gold, or yesterday, we saw gold trade in a range of $3,927 on the low. And then by yesterday morning, we were all the way up to $4,031. The gains could not hold. Selling came in, and we saw gold close down, actually, after being up almost $70, closing down $22.30 on the day at $3,929.10 the ounce. Silver remained high or up yesterday, up 51 cents at $47.49. Platinum lost $2, closing out the day at $1,582. And palladium lost $1 at $13.82. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a low in a range of $3,915 on the low, all the way up to $4,012. And right now, we're at $3,978. That's up $48.90 from yesterday. And silver up 56 cents right now at $48.05 the ounce. Platinum up $3 at $15.85, and palladium up $13 at $1,395 the ounce. So the markets are solidifying their gains from this year, and we'll see where this leads. But it could be that we have seen the low for this run at least of 38.86. If that holds, then we could start building up towards the end of this year and maybe tackle the all-time record highs. And next year, we're still looking for higher gold.
Absolutely.
And even as high as possibly $5,000 gold next year.
Oh, my goodness.
But right now, we've got to work off this what was an overzealous, over-anxious market. And it's doing it pretty much in a very healthy way right now. So look for the pullbacks to take advantage of your buying opportunity.
Yeah, the sales are on, and that's awesome. Now, of course, you buy and sell the metals, but there's other things you do too. I just want to mention quickly, William Youngman. One, you have a currency exchange. Can you tell people about that?
Yeah, we have a foreign exchange department that trades over 60 different foreign currencies, many of them in stock for immediate delivery. It's cash for cash. And so we can help you with that if you're traveling, or if you came back from travels and you have some leftover foreign currency, you can bring it in for cash. We also deal in, of course, all rare coins and precious metals and currencies of collector values. And, of course, we have our jewelry department for our Steve Kane listeners.
Yeah, now,
and,
when you talk about, because we don't talk about paper money, old paper money, which you do sell, but you also buy, and it's not unusual, William Youngman, for people to have some old paper money in a safe deposit box or an old family album that's worth some real money.
That's right. A lot of people have pieces of paper money that from a long time ago they don't think are much anything to look at, and they bring them in, and we've paid over $100,000 for some rare banknotes. So
wow.
Make sure you treat them well. Don't fold them and keep them flat, and bring them in for a free appraisal. You never know what you've got.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, William Youngman opens up at 10 a.m. You could stop in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. His number is 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and find both his address and phone number on his website, WilliamYungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, it's Jack from Sarasota.
Oh, hey, Jack.
Hey, I'm good. How is it making America great again to build a ballroom for billionaires while millions will starve without their?
Oh, that's a nice headline. I've talked about the ballroom quite a bit. You've obviously never been to the White House or in the East Room, and it's very, very tiny. But what I've come to realize and learn is that they're not building just the ballroom. The construction of the ballroom is a cover for something much more important, which is they are building. Excuse me, let me finish, and then you can laugh and disagree with what I say. So it'll sound like meaningful disagreement. The presidential bunker, surprisingly to me, is under the East Wing, and it was built when Truman is president. We're on the President Trump just ordered the military yesterday to resume nuclear testing. They're building a new bunker. A new modern bunker for future presidents, and the ballroom is a cover for that. That's why they had to tear down the whole thing.
Millions of people will starve while you build this bunker ballroom for billionaires.
Okay, I don't know why you think billionaire is a dirty word, but the ballroom itself is being built with donations, private donations, no government money.
Millions of people are going to starve to death, and the best you can say is it's a ballroom.
So this is interesting. What's your? I forgot your name. What's your first name again?
It's Jack.
Jack. So let me get this straight. There are people that are going to starve to death. So are you and your liberal friends seeking these people out so you can feed them so they don't die?
I have a great idea for you. Why don't you?
No, hold on a second. These people that are going to starve to death in our country, are you going to feed them so as many as you can?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to do it? How are you going to find them? Where are you going to find the people that are going to starve to death in America because of the ballroom? Where can you find them?
Well, it's going to be easy because, unfortunately, you and I both live in a red state. And most of the people, actually, there are about 5 million people in the state of Florida that are dependent on SNAP benefits. It's going to be pretty easy.
Well, no. Hold on a second. We didn't say SNAP benefits from the Schumer shutdown. You said that people are actually going to die from hunger because of the private donations made to the ballroom. So where can we find these people that are going to starve to death?
Why can't these private donations go to people that are hungry?
Because it's their money. It's their money to do with what they want. Like your money is, you spend your money on what you want.
You're supporting billionaires who don't.
Billionaire is not a dirty word. You understand that, right? What are you, Bernie Sanders? Let me tell you, Jack. I think you might agree. Bernie Sanders and AOC often talk like you do about billionaires. You're just repeating what they say. And Joy Reid too.
No,
why do you think? Hold on a second. This is an interesting thing. Excuse me, Jack. Excuse me, I'm speaking. I've noticed lately, and I just picked up on this the other day, that Joy Reid, AOC, and Bernie Sanders are always attacking billionaires but not millionaires. Why do you think that is? Why do Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Joy Reid attack billionaires but not millionaires? Why do you think that is?
Well, can I answer that question with a why?
No, that's not an answer. You don't answer a question with a question. I'm going to answer for you because I'm up against the clock. The reason that Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Joy Reid attack billionaires all the time like you're doing and not millionaires is because all three of them are millionaires. All right, take care. So it's only billionaires that are bad. Millionaires are good now because AOC, Bernie Sanders, and Joy Reid are millionaires. That's why. Oh, my goodness. I love these liberals that think billionaires a dirty word, so they have billionaires. That'll wake people up. Speaking of eating, let's talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. We're in holiday season now, right? We got Halloween and then it's November. It is Halloween, and then after that it's Halloween season. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Hanukkah, you've got Christmas, you've got your Christmas parties at work. You're going to see people that you see once a year, maybe only every 20 years, and you want to be like me. You've got plenty of time. I lost 25 pounds in my first 3 weeks. I lost 30 pounds in a month. I lost over 35 pounds total with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. So by the time that the Christmas parties come up, or the Christmas celebrations, or the family events for Thanksgiving come around, you, like me, can lose all that weight and look great and be thinner than you were last time you saw them while they've gained weight. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. Remember, they can help you no matter where you're located in the United States, and set up your no-charge consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. That's 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Mike in North Lauderdale. Real quickly, great comeback for racist Jay about Muslims and whites being responsible for everything the other people do.
Mm-hmm.
Great comeback, beautiful. Also, J.D. Vance for president. Second coming of Charlie Kirk. He was excellent yesterday. Love the guy. And you guys have a great day. Love you guys.
All right. Well,
Take care.
I think on that, we should make him the last call of the day. He was such a great call. I wanted to share this. This is amazing. Zohan's mother says that her socialist son is not an American. That's just what you want, to be the mayor of New York City. He's not. His own mother says he's not an American. So what does that mean? What does that mean? There a lot of people are calling, including Zohan, are calling New Yorkers racist, Islamophobes, because a lot of them are concerned about having a Muslim mayor. Well, don't you think that New Yorkers have a reason to be wary of Muslims after 9/11 and the 93 World Trade Center attack? Don't you think there's a lot of people in New York that are still suffering from that trauma? Or maybe they grew up an orphan because they lost their mom or dad on 9/11? Or maybe they were there that day and were suffering from trauma still today, PTSD. They have a reason to worry and be concerned about such things. Don't you think? I do. All right. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is, holy smokes, it's Friday already. That means Open MAGA Mike Friday. Friday's show is open phones. You can call in about anything and everything on your mind on Friday's show. The show prep is up to you in the listening audience. It's Open MAGA Mike Friday. That's what we call open phones on Friday. And we do that every Friday. The other 4 days, you got to talk about what we bring up. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump, and God bless the late, great Charlie Kirk. See you tomorrow at 6 a.m. All right, we're clear. Well, listen, guys, thanks for joining. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? I'll have a new podcast this afternoon, so keep an eye out for that. Let me take one or two more calls. I got to drink some water. I'm so dehydrated. You're on the air. You're on the air. Once, twice. All right, you missed out. The rest of you on hold, hang in there. I'll be back later this afternoon taking calls. If I don't get hydrated, I'm going to have a tough time. Again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys could do me the favor of not just subscribing, but liking the video, helps a lot. And take the link and share on your socials and let all your friends know. Okay, you guys are my marketing team. Share the program on all your social media. Invite all your friends to check the show out. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.